That should be us. Right. Copy that. And John Smith, if you're there, I'm going to copy this and give you it in Skype. Right. So, here we go. Okay, I'm here, just send me a link when you can. Cheers. That's it, it's sent to you, John. So, hello people. Where will I start? Right, again, you know, tonight, if you're there and you want to come in, you know, we'll send you it privately to stop these fucking cult members coming in. And we'll go through some of the cult members and the antics that they're getting up to, you know, some of the comments they're making. But somebody just messaged me here on Facebook, Colin Campbell, weird your page wasn't on my sub list. Shenanigans the night, methinks. Probably. That's how these fuckers are operating, so, you know. Gasper Limited, aye man. Validation boy, let's go then. VB 100% opposite for my son. Right. So, so we look here. Just before I came on, there was comments coming through on today's advert, which were funny but interesting. So we look. I can't see the chat at the moment, so you just need to bear with me. This Schmick Mick, who's probably another, you know, Tim Osman or Mitt Mason, not claiming any model, but flat earth is in every title. Aye, because this is the whole point. This is, you know, these fucking trolls, you know, agents, whatever they are, this Aussie and fucking Schmick Mick, you know, they fail to grasp that on this side of the fence here that nobody claims any model. And just because you put flat earth in the title, you know, doesn't mean that they have the right to attach any model to you. If they have a preconception of what flat earth means, that's their fucking problem. You know, just more illogical nonsense. And Unsilent Majority TV, Dan, who is a channel I recommend people check out as well. You know, he always pushes the same message. You know, and his response here was, Schmick Mick, it is for tagging, jackass, what's the matter? Only page agents like you are allowed to utilise the social media platforms to communicate, question mark. Flat Earth is not a model, it's a topic. Full exploration determines the model. Until then, we shall reach out to everyone with the key word that will capture the attention. You can't stop it, troll boy. And that's it said perfectly. You know, because Flat Earth, that label was so loaded, and you know people are going to be clicking on it. That's why I used it. But, you know, still to, you know, try and capture people and get my message across. So these idiots like Tim Osman, you know, they come full of these preconceived ideas and assumptions, which was their downfall, and it always is the downfall of a troll. You know, they take it for granted and generalise and think that everybody's the same. You know, and then you get them saying ridiculous things like, well, you have to have a model. No, you don't. Science is allowed to say we don't know. That's how we progress, right? So, Schmick Mick, beyond the imaginary curve, please, you are a goose Dell. That's all I've learnt from you. You've got no idea what I think about flat earth. You obviously, you know, we've got a right to say this because you're putting it there. You know, flat earth is in every title. You know, you obviously assume to know what I mean by flat earth. And then he's calling Unsilent Majority TV a goose. And but again, you know, we have Tim Osman, who's, you know, in the comments rattling on about the sky. You know, nobody is denying that there is things in the sky, lights and movement. You know, but unfortunately for guys like Timmy Osman, they don't realise that we don't live up there. You know, you don't get proof. of looking at the sky. It's just absolute nonsense. It's a red herring, right? That's what they use it for. That's all they have. These stories, what they do is they look at the sky and they take, whatever they see in the sky and they use that as evidence to try and back their story up. It doesn't ever prove a globe, they're missing that though. So let's see what's happening here. We'll try and catch up with the chat. Colin Campbell, I had to add you again, Dale. Well, this is it. They're probably messing with everything. We know that's happening. Numbers are being fidgeted and people are being unsubbed. So the more this happens and the more people speak out about it, the better. At least people realise that it's actually happening. Marco Lordale, how's it going, man? 139 knowledge. Keep up the good work, mate. Truth is truth regardless, exactly. Hang on. John Smith has messaged me here. That's going to say imaginary curve is not in your circles. Not sure what that means. Not in my circles. I should just let you come straight into the hangout. Hang on, I go to chat to see if anybody knows here. John Smith is having a problem coming in. He says that there's a blank screen and it says that he's not in my circles. Does anybody know? Tinfoil, I'm going to post you the link to the hangout. Can you try it and see if you can come in? Add John on G. How do I do that? Hang on, I've got a wee problem here. Oh. Somebody here?
It's John here.
John, how are you?
Not bad. Good.
You go in then. What was the problem?
I don't know. It's just me not being used to it. I think it's just quite new to Hangout. So, teething problems. I think.
That's it.
How are you doing?
Yeah, all right, man. All right. Just having a wee laugh to myself about the last couple of days' events and some of the comments that are still going on.
It's quite strong, isn't it? It's quite a strong opposition.
Yeah, but it's not even it's not even an opposition. It's like regurgitated nonsense. It's the same old crap. They fail to realise that we're looking for measurable proof, no stories.
Yeah, absolutely. It's still strong though.
The presence. You mean? Yeah.
Yeah, and I did post. I think my word, it's so strong, and all that's happening is questions.
Yeah.
We're just asking about the model that's been presented.
Yeah, they fail to realise that we should clear it up right away. The burden of proof lies with the claim. Every single one of us was born into the claim it's a globe. That is the claim. So if they want to defend that claim, then they answer the questions.
Yes, and I was. I'm sure Timothy's listening, but I was suggesting to him that the cult thing. Surely, people who question and using critical thought and not accepting what they've been told from birth is less likely to be a cult member than somebody who has accepted everything from birth and never really questioned it without any evidence. Surely cult thinking would be more prevalent in that environment.
Well, that's it. As soon as you stop questioning, that's you're part of it. And you get these people coming along and saying, you shouldn't question, and we have all the answers. That is a religious cult as far as I'm concerned, especially when they offer absolutely zero proof.
Yes, absolutely. Quite agree with that statement.
So for them, in their behaviour, it's obvious. They take over the hangout as we witnessed. you know, and then their presence is there every day in the comments. It was the same as I highlighted with these Badger groups. And when I was trying to discuss it with these Badger groups on Facebook, they were saying ridiculous things like, "Oh, you know, we just like to troll for a laugh." And you say to them, "Well, you know, I've done that in my past, and you know, it's maybe fun for a couple of days, but 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you know, every day of the year is not somebody having a laugh."
No,
you know?
no. and it's funny. I think I don't know about you, Del, but if I made the outright claim that the Earth certainly is flat, it's flat, and people rubbish that, I wouldn't need to go on a tirade of a period of convincing them and to attacking them for not believing what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's the workings of a madman.
Yeah. I don't feel a need to convince people either. You know.
No, that's it. You know, that's the problem. It's not as if, you know, we're out, you know, preaching to people. You know, it's you're here on YouTube on your own channel, you know, putting your own content out there. And these fanatics have an issue with that. So, as I say, it speaks volumes for them. All right.
Yeah, and it's not preaching either. It's just questioning.
Exactly. You know, and they have an issue with that. But you see the whole the MO. They come, you know, instantly trying to get you to defend something. That's not the case.
Yes, that's what I accused Mr. Timothy of. So I give him a few claims to keep him happy. I think you're getting angry because you haven't heard any claims that you can get your teeth into, and to rubbish and to claim.
Yeah, and they fail to grasp that, you know, he comes with debate, and I tried to point that out to him in the chat. You know, the fact that he's looking for a debate tells you that he has an ideology to push, and he's looking for some other ideology to have a battle with. You know, the natural world's not really up for debate.
Yeah, well, I think it's clear that he hasn't come on here to seek the truth of something and to be open-minded and to exchange ideas. He's coming on with an agenda, and using underhand techniques to achieve that agenda.
It's funny that his name's an anagram of MIT Mason. You know, Mitt Mason. If people want to type that in.
And I was saying, who gives a toss really if we didn't recognise who's changing avatars and got different accounts? Who gives a toss about that? I'm going to spend time trying to work out who's who.
No,
if it was so underhand and childish, well, fucking hell.
That's it. You know, that's all these fucking silly games.
And poor Jed was accusing of being naive about it. Oh, clever boy, Jed. Jeez. Who cares? Who gives a fuck how many different channels they have?
I know he talks about it as if it's naivety when it's actually them that's displaying the weakness.
Yeah.
You know, by employing the tactics and actually utilising that option that's there. You know, so as I say, it says a whole lot about them. You know?
I was spending a lot of time replying to Timothy's silly posts. I think it took me a few hours.
I'll be keeping an eye on them. They're great. The responses are fantastic.
Oh dear me!
But this is they get themselves worked up into a knot because they fail to realise that we just don't come with a claim. You know, as I was highlighting there before you came on. You know, this not claiming any model, but flat Earth is in every title. You know, but they don't get to, you know, decide or define what flat Earth means. You know, and then attach you to that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just assumptions, isn't it? They hear a word and what that defines to them, and then they put you in a box with it.
Yeah.
Rather than really asking you exactly
what you mean.
Yeah, what your definition of the words when you use them are.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and speak a bit clearer here.
Yeah, no problem.
With my accent, and I watched it last night and I realised I was mumbling a terrible lot.
It's hard though. It's the same for me. I have to, but it's very easy to slip into slang and lazy talk. You know, and you forget that people find it difficult to understand the Scottish slang. So.
Yes, and I have to be aware that, you know, somebody could be listening to this in Taiwan or wherever, and I sort of got lost in the one-to-one last time and got lazy and relaxed, like you said, and I think vocal communication isn't my strong point. I know I've been dyslexic, but so I have to really make more of an effort.
Yeah, I noticed that I knew they were going to pounce on the 400 miles, population of 5,000.
Did you read my reply?
Yeah, I've seen it.
All right. I was trying to implore onto him. Yeah, guilty, but I'm not being dishonest. But being dyslexic, if I get a bit under pressure, I'm quite enjoying it. But I really, I'll come out with the wrong word or something back to front. But it's not being dishonest. It's just a genuine mistake. You think I know what the population is in my own country after all these years?
Yeah. But none of us are perfect, you know. These characters appear as if they're all knowing, all wise, and have the answers to everything. You know, real people do make mistakes, and the heat of the moment, the spur of the moment, you know, slip of the tongue. So, but it's hard to keep focused on your speech without falling into the lazy patterns.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but is that somebody else?
No, you're hearing somebody.
No. An echo, maybe.
I never heard it.
Yeah, but you're very clear with your speech, quite articulate. So,
I notice when I listen back, I can hear myself falling in, but I'm getting you.
Good. It's always good to remember. I think that could be somebody who doesn't understand English very well. Here's me with my mumbling Scotch accent. So.
Yeah.
So nobody's in the chat room.
Yeah, there's people on the. I take it you've got the YouTube video opened.
Oh, I see. No, I haven't seen. Sorry.
If you open up YouTube and go to the live, but turn the volume down, you can see the chat box on the right hand side. I'll just have a wee quick look. I seen this validation boy was saying something about Dell never answered my. Can't I address my inquiry? Not sure what validation the boy's talking about. These people, it's just never enough for them. You answer, you're polite, and you give them responses, and it's just never enough. I don't know what he's talking about, though.
And I was addressing a few people on Jed's channel who were saying, "Oh, people were getting kicked off." So, you know, I asked them directly, "Could you explain to me who exactly was kicked off?" I wasn't aware of anybody being kicked off the Hangout.
No.
I was aware of somebody being muted because they wouldn't take a warning from talking over other people.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing more infuriating, and there's absolutely no need for it. You know, discussion just breaks down as soon as that behaviour starts. One of the lads that had come in, I think, that knew Martin Leakey, you know, I booted them off because they were just starting to shout and talk over the top of each other, and I can't deal with that.
No. Well, it's not conducive to a good debate, is it?
No.
Not conducive to any good conversation.
Yeah, that's it. I try and refrain for that word debate. Yeah, I like the word discussion. I think debate's for ideology, you know. But I think, you know, this for me, it's natural science. It doesn't require debate. It just requires proofs, measurable proofs. You know.
Yeah, interesting. I never looked at it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dell takes no stance on the globe or flat Earth because we will never know. Yet he keeps coming on here saying, "We will." I'm not buying it. I don't get that.
Who says this?
Validation boy.
Dell says what? Sorry.
Dell takes no stance on the globe or flat Earth because we will never know. Yet he keeps coming on here saying, "We will." Will know, probably. I'm not buying it.
Well, you have to keep, you know, what do people want? You know, you've always got these gurus out there who think they have the answers to everything. I can only see things the way I see them and aim for what, you know, my ideal situation would be. And I don't know why it's so hard for people to grasp that. You know, people at Validation Boy are no forced to be here. They can toddle on.
Yeah, I think it'd be better if he addressed that to you when he was on video, rather than going off into the chat and typing that up. He never gave any indication
No.
that he was thinking that when he was on film.
And it's this whole thing, again, it takes you back to this. I mean, let's look at the reality of the situation, that any one of us takes a stance on a model, you know, and how ridiculous that actually is. Because how are you going to verify it or falsify it? You know? And guys like Osmond, they want to talk like science, but yet they fail to grasp that science is, you know, it's got to be very honest. And if you're in a position where you do not know, you say you don't know. You know?
But how many of these people have you heard say that? I don't know.
None of them.
Well, there you go.
You know, everybody seems to have an answer.
Yeah, and none of them have been there to see for themselves either.
No. You know, this is it.
Yeah, they all know. They're all certain. They're 100% certain.
Yeah, and I will put my stance up against anybody's stance. You know, because they will fail, because they have no way of verifying or falsifying any model that they push to me.
That's right. Yeah.
And the fact that, you know, modelling, if I can find, you know, facts, one fact, never mind facts, you know, that goes against your model or you cannot account for, then it's absolute nonsense. You know, and the globe, as I've highlighted before, it doesn't even have a model. It's a fucking plastic toy. You know?
Yeah, it was a plastic toy when I seen it in school. A plastic toy now.
I've got this idea, John. It's a new technological advancement. Would you like to fund it? But I can only show you it in plastic. You know?
Yeah, you've got a business proposition.
Trust me, it works. And all you need to do is imagine.
Yeah, could you just invest a couple of million in it, please?
A couple of million and your imagination, and we'll get along fine.
Yeah,
so,
well, that's all we've ever sent into space, isn't it? People's imagination.
Yeah. So
I couldn't believe either that I can't remember who it is, Timothy or somebody else or the same person, all going on about imagination. You know, well, if that's all you got to prove your heliocentric model, my word.
Yeah. You know,
why do you need imagination if you've got truth?
Well, that's it. You know, they have to establish that it is a religion. It's a religious belief. You have to have faith. But they don't want to admit that.
No, they can never admit that. That's almost like admitting you're wrong, you know, or you've lied, I think.
Yeah.
You say it's actually a religion you've got, not a factual science.
Yeah. And again, they fail to realise that we believed it was a globe at one point too, until we actually tried to, you know, find proof of it.
Yeah.
And stories don't count, unfortunately.
No. There's quite a lot of people in the chat, though.
Yeah, let's have a wee look here. As I say, if anybody's, you know, wants to have their say on any topic or subject surrounding this, then please come out. As I was saying in the wee ads video, you know, there's a whole aspect to this, you know, the emotional journey, the psychological journey, and the pressures of these accounts like Tim Osmond and these other trolls or agents, whatever you want to call them. And Teen Foilet was saying to me, you know, about the young guy, Jamie Brown, sorry, I think it is. He'd done a hangout, and you know, and he's getting these trolls going over and giving him a hard time. You know, for me, you know, and I commented, I see a brave young man wanting to put himself up there, you know, speak his mind and ask questions. And you've just got these absolute fucking fruitcakes going and harassing him. You know,
yeah, I mean, to show that conviction against the tide, putting your face up there, that is brave.
Yeah. Validation Boy, Dell still cannot define his position. Listen, Validation Boy, the claim that you and I were born into was that it was a globe. Okay, there is zero proof of that globe. Therefore, I do not know where I am. Okay, I know the possibilities of where I am, right? And that's about it. And that's about as much as anybody knows. So there's the stance, right? I don't know why it's so hard for you to grasp that.
And why, Validation Boy, could you not ask that when you were on the video instead of asking about tattoos?
I know. You know,
Find it
it's
quite strange.
it is very strange. You know, but this is a logic that people you have to deal with. You know, they're stuck. They're sold this guru mindset. You know, in our cultures especially, and so they think that they have to have an answer for everything. You know,
Yeah.
and that you're not allowed to say you don't know. It's taboo to say you don't know.
They say that's the beginning of wisdom, though.
Yeah, and as I say, if I can come along and falsify something, like point out to you that something doesn't work, it doesn't mean to say I have to have some sort of replacement. Yeah. Yeah. Because here we go, validation boy. Because Dell tries to intimidate people. That's why.
Who does?
Validation boy says because Dell tries to intimidate people. That's why. You know,
Validation Boy's not been very honest, is he? It's a complete turnaround to how he presented himself on the camera.
it's just this. You know, they hope if they say it, people will be swayed by what they say. You know, at the end of the day, how ridiculous and weak, emotionally weak is that? You know, I'm sitting here in my wee studio in Scotland, and I would think that Validation Boy's in America somewhere, and we're interacting with each other through a screen. So, you know, how can you be intimidated? You
must calm down, Dale. You're beginning to intimidate me now. You just calm down.
I know. You know, are you scared?
I'd scare you on that screen there.
I might get you.
And you might bite my nose off. Just get back from the screen there.
Don't get too close. Size of my fucking nose, you know, I need to sit away back here.
Yeah, I find that terribly sad that people get intimidated by somebody on a screen.
Yeah.
On another continent around the other side of the world.
If people feel intimidated because you're going to question their bullshit, I think that's their problem. You know, it tells me a great deal about, you know, their emotional level. If they feel intimidated through a screen. You know?
What would it be like face to face? My word.
Exactly. You know, and because they're probably pushing lies and some bullshit, well, you know, that's why they feel insecure.
Looks like he is, because he just posted, "I'm just fucking about too."
Yeah. Yeah.
Rather childish, I think.
Well, that's it. You know, as you say, you know, he was on and he had ample opportunity to bring these points up, but wants to discuss tattoos. You know, if I'm a Satanist, Masonic, whatever, pushing the truth, then by all means call me that. You know, it does not detract from the message.
It's interesting, you know, all the videos I've watched with you, I've never once looked closely at your tattoos and thought, what are they? What would it be? I'm not really interested. Somebody's got tattoos, fine. That's because that's their own personal use. I'm not going to find out what they mean and what's he put on it and what's underlying motive behind them and what do they mean.
Yeah, it's the superficial levels that these people are at. Never mind the message and the content that's actually being discussed. You know, we'll focus on the guy's tattoos.
And then there's this guy. I don't know if he's been serious or not. He says Dell is half Scots and half German. It scares the shit out of me.
Well, I'm actually Scottish, German, Austrian. So
that's just building a facade about somebody, sort of labeling them as maybe intimidating, aggressive.
Yeah.
You know what I think?
This is what I try to discuss and put out in my content. You know, these folks, if you want to understand who the players are, look at these people who focus always on the personality.
Yes.
Rather than the facts and the content.
Yes.
You know, these are the people who show themselves so clearly time and time again. But you have to keep repeating it until people start to grasp that. And it's very, very simple. That, you know, the whole question is about what shapes the earth we live in. You know, know what my tattoos mean. You know?
Fair enough, Watcher. 1421. No, I was only joking. Fair enough.
I missed that. What's happening?
When he said it scares the shit out of you, he's now said that he's only joking. So.
Oh, Chad.
Fair enough.
Oh, look who's here. We've got Jed Skeptic Media. Dale doesn't want to take a position on a model which makes it a pointless argument. Jed, it's not an argument, son. It's not a debate, right? You
You're
don't.
welcome to come in, Jed.
I know.
We'd love to have you on.
Come in and say your piece. Show us your logic. As Dale focuses on personalities, no, I'm not focusing on anybody's personality validation, boy. I'm focusing on the content that people are presenting to me right now.
Why would it be pointless, Jed? You could at least have a laugh, eh? Come on.
Yeah. You don't need a working model, Jed. We simply know the one we are given is false. James Dean, spot on. But these people fail to grasp that. They think that you should adopt beliefs and live in bewilderment and argue and battle with them about their ideologies. They want to keep you in perpetual nonsense. They don't want people growing up and being critical.
So you're just intimidating people by calling them son, Dale.
No, it's belittling you because you're acting like a child.
So the validation, boy, you have to understand that that's quite a common slang in Scotland when you say "look, son," or "sonny," or "look, sonny boy."
Sonny Jim.
It's not a term to intimidate. It's more just a loose slang of Scottish.
It's just validations, boys. Weak attempt at drawing you into some sort of slagging match. Circular argument, Jed. I don't even know what Jed knows what circular argument means. It looks as if these twats are just going to be there talking absolute nonsense. It's a bit discussion.
Yeah. Well, you could have said that, validation boy, when you're on, could you not? You thought Dell was total uncertainty. Not how you presented yourself at all when you're on camera. So I'm a bit confused about the U-turn.
Yeah, it's they want to twist passion and being direct as you being intimidating, but again, that's just their weakness, But we're on computer screens.
Come on, it's Jed. Strawman arguments. Oh dear.
What's a strawman argument? I don't even know what he's talking about. They like to throw these buzzwords out there as if.
It's a common buzzword used on anything to do with conspiracy theories.
Happy Mushroom would like to see Jed talk on this talk, mind, no arguing. He's unfortunately, I think they're incapable. They're only looking for, petty disputes and, to spew their ideology and hope that you have an ideology that they can battle against, So, but this is the methods. This is the methods to slow and to try and come between people, stop people from uniting and understanding what's actually happening.
Yeah, and like Unruly Fellows says, I would like to ask Jed, why spend so much time on flat Earth hangabouts or flat Earth parties?
Yeah,
24/7.
Yeah, I know. It says a lot about them. So what are we getting? Are we getting any decent discussion? Is there anybody, have anything in here that's got anything decent to say? Or is it just...
As usually, get a couple of ball earthers coming on to get involved in a slagging match to deflect the attention away from any real critical thinking.
Well, everybody should just pity these people in the comments and just laugh them off. Don't even get engaged with them. These people, it was the same on like Facebook. They really hope that you're emotionally, invested in the screen. You need to remember, people, that it's just text. These people are not in your everyday life. They don't mean anything.
There's somebody. Sorry to interrupt you. Wanda Orley. She'd be interested in why you were booted off the show.
Right.
Who was booted off the show, please, Wanda? I mean,
she's talking about how we get booted off our own show.
I beg your pardon, Wanda.
Yeah. Well, it got derailed because, I opened up the conversation hoping that we would get that display of behaviour, which we did. And at the end up, they couldn't handle it. you know, because, you know, they wouldn't play their game, so they, you know, have access to taking over the hangout. Now, guys like Jed and stuff think that it's acceptable. But again, you know, it represents them, it shows and tells a hell of a lot about them.
Yes.
You know, if they had valid points, if they had actual proofs,
Yeah.
And they were confident in, you know, who they are and what they were pushing, there would
Yeah.
be no need to do that. So
Wanda, my apologies to you for reacting that way, but I spent most of the day reacting to people being accused of being booted out of the show by Dell. So
yeah, nobody was booted out of the show. You know,
Yeah.
I attempted a couple of times to mute because they were just continuing to talk over the top of everybody.
Quite aggressively as well, yeah.
Yeah, and trying to, you know, act authoritarian and take control of the situation. Very disrespectful.
And they would ask a question, but they wouldn't let somebody answer it fully, so they would interrupt and talk over. It's just meaningless, really.
Yeah. Yeah, see, here's Jed. It's like Dale ripping into your favourite football team but not supporting a football team. Jed's talking about ideology again and nonsense stuff. This is about science, Jed. This is about the earth. This is about the earth. You know, your wee example is absolutely ridiculous. But continue.
Yeah, Wanda, apparently some people do have that. They're obviously in the know or what, but they can interrupt with other people's channels and stop them. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But then that's a clear message to say that, well, you must be talking about something truthful or something significant. Otherwise, why would they pull your channel?
That's it. That's it. You know, they want to act like intellectuals, yet display that type of behaviour. So I'm going to call their cult behaviour out every time they behave like that. You know, until if they don't want to be identified as cult behaviour and cult members, then they need to learn how to behave properly. You know.
Obviously not praying enough.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like science at all. You know, saying you don't know is science. That's how science progresses. You know, but you religious minds just fail to grasp that. Unsilent majority can't get on show from my location, just chiming in on comments for a few minutes. We'll try to get on a future show soon. Nice one, man. To say Unsilent Majority TV is worth checking out. Laurie Gale's here as well. I think I was talking about Jed. It's funny because Laurie Gale messaged me saying about some channel who was taking our videos and putting like flat earth devil worshipper and stuff in her title, and you know she didn't really like it. So it was interesting because then, you know, it gives people, as I pointed out, when people misrepresent you and try and paint you in a certain light, you know, it's a logical fallacy. It's their downfall.
Absolutely. And Watcher 1421, question for the panel: have you ever seen the Northern Lights from Scotland? Have you seen them, Dale?
Northern Lights from Scotland? No, I've never seen them.
Neither have I. I've tried to see them, but I've never been able to.
Yeah. Where are you? I'm missing these comments here. To go to Inverness or Aberdeen or higher up to see the aurora.
Yeah, I went to Orkney once hoping to catch them, but never did.
Dale thinks if you can't see it or measure it, it doesn't exist. We're back to this religious stuff again.
I think sometimes I say to that is, it's not that I believe it doesn't exist. It's well, show me some evidence so I can be convinced. Otherwise, I'll be quite skeptical.
Yeah.
And just keep an open mind, because I can't see it, so therefore why should I believe it?
Yeah, if somebody makes claims to you but they can't prove their claims, then why would you want to believe them? You know? That's the thing. It's the difference between science and religion. True science and religion. It's only religion that requires you to have belief. You know, and if I go to a religious, you know, people and I say, well, can you show me your God or any of these claims that you make? And they say, no, I can't show you, and you can't measure it, you can't see it or observe it in any way whatsoever. You know, well, that's why it's a religion.
I know. And Bangladeshi boy, religious stuff. What the fuck are you talking about there? Bangladeshi boy, you've got strong opinions there, which is good. But and questions, why don't you come back on so we can talk about them rather than tattoos?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I think we've got somebody here.
Yeah, hi, what's up?
Hiya. Who's this? Sorry.
I'm your friend from Skype, though.
Oh,
Jarek.
hi. Jarek, how you doing, bud?
I'm good. What about you, people?
Yeah, nice one.
Good, thank you.
You had something, you had a point that you made to me today regarding the maps.
Yeah, I had.
Yeah. Hello, are you there? It's gone.
Probably just having technicalities to get up and running, maybe.
Yeah. So I'm sure he can come back in.
Yeah.
Sent him the link. What's your claim? You know, but there's no proof for a globe. Dan Winfield, you can't see or measure my Johnson, so it doesn't exist. It's just a flat surface, like when you go in the woods, some trees fall over only if they're observed, like double slit experiments. I'm not even sure what that means. But you know, your Johnson is there to be measured. You do have one. So,
well, hopefully.
in this day and age, you never know.
Absolutely.
Dale is a Satan worshipper.
I know. I can't make the next week's meeting, Dale. I haven't got a cloth and a knife to lie on the slab.
I got my goat to sacrifice.
Yes.
Are you there, Jarek?
Yeah, I'm just finding this things with maps. I need to remind myself.
Okay. Just take your time, man.
Yeah.
You can mute your mic if you want, and then you can sort out what it is you're.
Yeah. Okay.
No bother, man. So, Jarek's spoke to me earlier regarding something about flight times or distances on maps. So, it'll be interesting.
I've always felt when I'm up in a plane high above the clouds, I'm thinking, I have no idea where I am.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm over water or over land. It could be anywhere. Yeah.
Exactly. What is the point debating flat Earth when you don't believe in any model? Look, let's break that wee sentence down there, right? What is the point debating? Right, natural science you don't debate. Right, you bring proofs, measurable proofs, make your claims and provide the proof. Right. When you don't believe in any model, again, it's not about belief. I don't know why it's so hard. It's like they're so thick in the head. They just don't even understand the language and the words they're using. Arwin Dale, question, are you agnostic, atheist, or do you insist on being undefined? Well, you know, it's obvious to me that things are created from mind. Mind has to be at the forefront. I've said it clearly. I'm by no means am I a materialist. You know, for me, it's created in some way, but I'm not going to jump in the bandwagon and say it's one God or any of these things. You know, I think intelligence for me is a better word. Is everybody still there?
Yep.
Yeah, just making sure. Just making sure. Hang on, I'm just getting some things happening here on my computer. Atheist in the non-scientism globe sense. No, I don't believe in one singular God type figure. It seems that the comments is just full of these, you know, fanatics.
Yeah, there's the Globers spamming some illusions.
These cult members that, you know, they're just everywhere.
Yeah, they are everywhere. They're probably paid. Who do this for free? There's no people.
Yeah, you'd
So-
have to have quite an empty life if you're doing it for free.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah.
wasting your time because you're just defending the lie with nonsense,
yeah,
with pseudoscience, nothing else.
that's it. You know, at least if they were getting paid for it, I could understand it. But to claim that they're just, you know, really this stupid is beyond my understanding. I think I don't understand stupidity at this level. So are you okay on your map thing?
Yeah. So that was the thing from a measure on a Google Maps that from center of Canada to center of Russia is the distance is 6,000 kilometers, right?
Right.
So you can measure on Google and you will find this out. So, and from South Africa to Australia, there is twice this size, so it's 12,000 kilometers. How does it make sense on a globe? It's make no sense. So explain me this. And if you can explain me, there is no flights from any solar hemisphere basically, because it's not efficient. Simple.
Yeah.
Explain me this.
Well, maybe some globe believer will come up with some fairy tale.
Yeah.
It's something that, you know, I'm going to have to dig a bit more on myself, man, to be honest with you. But, you know, it's good to just put that out, information or any findings you have out there, and then other people can check it.
Yeah,
you know,
they can check by, you know, just go to the Google Maps and find out the truth.
Yeah,
Simple.
And what you said is true. That's what it's coming up with. And you're right. When you look at their globe, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, that only makes sense on a flat model. I'm not saying that there's any working maps, but that only makes sense on a flat map.
Yeah.
Jonathan, have you noticed with you know, when you circumnavigate the globe, it's always between east and west. It's not, you know, flights never circumnavigate the globe between the poles.
No.
And if they did, surely the plane would have to go upside down to circumnavigate the ball, would it not?
Yeah.
I mean, how can a plane fly down the ball without going upside down to come up the other side?
I liked Lawrence Wright's. He made a good point. You know, get NASA to, you know, take an image from space of an aeroplane flying upside down at the bottom of the globe. You know, so if they're the right way up in space, you know, you'll see the aeroplane flying upside down.
And Danny responded, put a tennis ball the right way up. The fact is, a tennis ball doesn't have passengers all sitting one way. And if the ball changed direction, you know, those passengers would go upside down.
Balls just don't hold water, I'm afraid. It's time to finish the cartoon.
Yeah, you know, the thing is that we feel motionless, and they always say that we need to use our minds to, you know, to imagine that we are spinning. It's make no sense. How, you know, how this makes sense?
No. As soon as anybody says you have to imagine, you know, they're trying to sell you a religious ideology. You know, imagine should never come into the discussion.
Yeah, because it's not proof, right?
No, of course it's not. No.
Even if a plane was circumnavigating between east and west, right? You can imagine the ball in one hand, and you put a plane next to the ball. You have to turn the plane sideways in order to have the ground below it. So the plane would have to fly sideways, going east and west. It wouldn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
because if you're flying level, then space would be below you, not the ball.
Yeah.
So the plane has to turn sideways so that the Earth is directly below the plane. And of course, we never fly sideways, do we?
No. And also, gyroscopes proves that we are on a motionless and flat surface. That's simple.
Yeah.
If you can watch, there was some guy who did test from flight. I don't remember, but I need to find out this. There was some from forum from Facebook. He did test.
Yeah.
A gyroscope proves that nothing changed from flight. Like, I don't know. Well, I need to find this.
Yes, the ball earthers don't like to talk too much about gyroscopes.
No. Or water.
Yeah, or the behaviour of water.
Or opposing pressure systems. or the fact that there's no curvature.
Yeah.
They just want you to, adopt these silly flat Earth models so they can jump in and try and create ridicule.
And it did make me laugh quite a bit when I started thinking about periscopes, and they're telling me the degree of the curvature of the Earth. And then, what use is a periscope?
I know.
To see a ship a few miles away, you're not going to see it.
Well, what about the weaponry that they show you? I mean, radar for one, but this year they're talking about. Well, I seen it last year. I'm not sure if it is this year. The railgun, the electromagnetic rail.
Yeah.
There's no guidance system on these missiles. There's no gunpowder, but yet they can fire accurate up to 100 miles.
Amazing, eh?
Aye, I know. How does it go over that bendy, curved water? These magical periscopes that can see beyond the imaginary curve. But that's it. For me, there's nothing left but to laugh at it and understand how we get in this situation in the first place. The globe is just fucking childish nonsense.
And how foolish we all were to actually accept that and believe that, and to go through so many years without even seriously questioning it and challenging it and going and researching it for ourselves. Yeah.
I think all the activity of war and the disruption through the decades gone by, I think that's what kept a lot of people distracted probably. And some pretty fearful times, perfect timing to start slotting the programming.
Yeah.
It's a globe, we went to the moon.
Now shut up and hide under your desk in case Russia nukes you.
That's it. And pray to your globe.
Or your God. Yeah.
Look how insignificant we are, isn't it wonderful?
Yeah.
Crazy. So I take it the fanatics will still be going in chat. Oh, you look.
There's a few back from last night, yes.
What is that?
Yeah, and another thing is like how flights are real in space, whereas there's no any pressure, any density. It's impossible to travel right there, right?
Yes,
Well,
I've raised that point.
There's no resistance, there's no density, so it makes no sense, right?
And what do the engines propel against? Some ball earthers will tell me, "Oh, the engine propels against itself."
Well, yeah, I even pull it back a step and I say to them, "Well, what's your claim? This heliocentric model and its claim. We live on this sphere that we live in a pressurized system, but yet it gradually thins out these layers of gas, gradually thin out until it gets to this bit where we're into the vacuum of space." And then you go, "Well, can you show me that? How is that reality? Could you recreate that for me?" You know, and again, they fail.
Because they can show you this.
No, you have to imagine a magical force.
Yeah, and imagination is religion, right?
Of course, man, you know. So even when they talk about space and space travel, you know, I get back to their very first claim and say, you claim it's a vacuum. How can the Earth, you know, and its pressurized system be side by side with a vacuum with no solid separation? You know, can you show me that in reality? Can you recreate that, please? You know, no. So again, we're back to, I need a planet. So, have a wee look. Carry on, guys. I'm just going to have a wee look at chat here and see what's happening. I take it you're having a look as well, John?
Yes, I've just replied.
Yeah, another red flag is that they show perfect circles from they call pictures is basically CGI images, and then the Tyson said that there's pear shape, and how does make sense, right?
Yeah.
Yes, but now he says it's a pear shape, doesn't he?
Yeah, he did.
I mean, how can people not laugh when he says that?
I don't know.
NASA's been showing images of a sphere, a special, an exact circle, all these years, and he sits there and he goes, "Well, it's actually a pear shaped."
And maybe to prove some claims, because they change in everything. They change even the distance from sun, from 3 miles, 3 mile miles to 93, right?
Yes.
Mile miles. So it makes no sense.
Yeah, but come on, pear shaped. Have you heard anything so ridiculous in all my life? Oh, it's now pear shaped. Yes.
Yeah.
So what are all these images? Oh, let's not talk about them. It's pear shaped.
We are living on a fruit.
Oh, are people so gullible to what? Why are people not up in arms about that? So what did you say? You said it was pear shaped. Jesus Christ.
They understand that, you know, the moon landing stuff, the hoaxes, that the images from space are not real, but yet they still try to cling to this globe. They just can't bridge and say, you know, well, do you not think that all this carry on of getting on that we're going to the moon and showing you these fake images was just to convince you that you lived in a globe? You know, the fact that you have zero proof that it's a globe.
Well, I think that's the whole idea behind creating NASA, to convince us that, look, you do live in a ball. Look, here's some paintings, here's some CGI, here's some composites. See?
Yeah. Excuse me. At least Antonio tried to do a map because he knows his information is irrelevant if he doesn't stand by anything. It's irrelevant anyway, Jed, because how is he going to falsify or verify it? You know, is Antonio going to discover the full dimensions of the Earth we are upon by drawing maps in his living room? Stop being ridiculous and let it go. You know, just make yourself look absolutely stupid, son. You know, there's Teen Foilet saying, why don't you jump in? Come in and express your logic here. You know? Lawrence Wright, Jed, you just said there is plenty of evidence for a spherical Earth. Definition, plenty. Abundance, profusion, refer to a large quantity of supply. Give us just one piece of observable evidence. Give us one proof. You know?
Yeah, they often talk about plenty of evidence and substantiated evidence, but they never present that substantiated evidence.
Yeah, we're getting shadows on the moon now. We're back to the lights in the sky. You know, we see lights, we see circular lights in the sky, we see shadows in the sky. Therefore, the Earth's a globe.
Yeah.
Well, I see clouds in the sky. And I see birds, and so we're on a hybrid bird cloud that's flying.
And also, I see Jonathan's avatar as a round shape, so therefore we must be round. Eh?
Yeah. I've heard that before. The molecules in your body are round or spherical. And I go, but I'm not spherical.
Hysterical, maybe, but no.
The monkey looked up at the sky.
That explains it all.
Yeah. This is what they're asking you for. It's good we're seeing people here question them. Where is your proof? That's it. That's the good stuff. People, ask these people when they just make these sweeping statements that there's thousands of proofs.
Hi guys. I've got a question. If the
Voice from beyond.
Yeah, if the Earth is an oblate spheroid, then why, by observation, are all planets spherical?
Yeah, and are they spherical? Who proved they were spherical?
Yeah, they're just lights.
Or are we not a pear-shaped rather than a oblate steroid? I'm a bit confused now. Are we oblate steroid, pear-shaped, or sphere? I don't know where we are at that. What we're supposed to be.
It's an awful confusing religion. It's not very clear cut. There seems to be a lot of contradictions within it.
Yeah, sometimes they say we are living on a ball, and sometimes we are living on a fruit, right? So how does it make sense?
So surely, if I was on a pear and I was on the thinner portion at the top, surely I would be able to look down and see the bulge of the other part start to stick out. I would be able to look downwards at that, would I not?
Well, Nathan, you said we're not pear-shaped in a heliocentric model. Well, could you go and challenge deGrasse Tyson? Because he's telling us we are on a pear-shaped now. That wasn't my claim. That was Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I know, but that's it. Crazy. What's happening here? Sorry, I'm just trying to have a wee look in the chat. I'm losing track here again. This is pointless, like I said. We'll go away then. Very, very simple. Switch off your computer. Remember, it's open for anybody if they want to come on and say their piece. As I said before, there was these mumblings previous going by that people never had a platform to say what they had to say and air their concerns or whatever. Tone overdrive exploration is our only hope, exactly, and they know that. If we don't have that, if we don't get to verify or falsify any of these things, if it's not opened up, no controls on where we can travel.
Yeah, Phoebe is right. They don't want us to explore. Everything is stacked against us. Independently exploring. Keep us in the pen.
Yeah, psychologically, physically.
Yeah,
the whole lot is to keep you still. And looking at distractions and trinkets, and everything's discovered. We need to leave it up to these priestly scientists to figure out how we get to Mars. You don't need to worry about that, though. Just go to your job.
Let us deal with that.
Yeah, another question is to blow people like, show me the proof that the sun is 92 million miles away from us. Who made these calculations?
As Marty says, show me the fucking measuring tape. I want to see this 93 million mile measured tape.
Yeah.
Tone overdrive, speculation, etc. is fun, but not reality. Exactly. I'm past that philosophising and guessing and battling my ideologies. We can rid the place of that. Celestial geometry cannot explain Selenians, and you expect a torch and 2 bulbs to prove it.
I see Arwin, is that your name? Question about the giant trees. And I think, do you believe? I think you've expressed yourself, you don't have any beliefs, but.
Yeah. I can only surmise and guess the same as everybody else, you know? They don't get that. It's like a problem for them that you don't have beliefs. It really robs people that when you won't take a stance, you won't grasp at a belief.
But then they'll proceed to tell you you do have beliefs.
Yeah.
And they can't understand. Even when you challenge them, say, right, please tell me what beliefs I have.
Yeah.
And they can't. But yet they say, no, you must have beliefs. Well, why must I?
Yeah, that's it. Beliefs are like a mind virus. It's like putting a virus in your PC. You know, it's fake. It's nothing that you can have any grounding in. You've never had any experience of it. It's absolutely useless to you. You know.
And I think if you face the fact and address the fact and accept the fact, then why would you need a belief?
Exactly. Exactly. It's only charlatans and religions and stuff that want you to believe. So anybody that's asking you to believe anything, you know that they're at it.
Yeah.
So another question will be, so if you fly from Central Africa to, let's say, Finland, right? And there's a difference of the Earth speed, rotation, and you don't feel any different in acceleration, right? So how does it make sense? You know?
Yeah, and if you're flying north,
Yeah.
the Earth is spinning eastwards, surely you'd miss your destination unless you corrected your flight.
Right.
And it's interesting as well. I think a lot of ball earthers link that Felix jump from allegedly from space.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the show his helmet camera, which is a GoPro fisheye lens, showing a remarkable deep curve. You can almost see the whole of the ball, which is ridiculous.
I
don't know if you've seen the shot from inside the capsule.
Yeah, I saw.
There's a few seconds shot of the capsule, and it's a flat horizon, completely.
Yeah, that's true.
And what you were saying about the rotation of the Earth, if you really did go up there and come down again, quite close to where you took off, surely that would be impossible if the Earth is rotating at 1,000 miles per hour.
He should, land on the water, but he didn't.
Yeah.
So you just land on like 20 kilometers away. So
yes, absolutely. You should be landing in Australia or somewhere,
Yeah.
You see them presenting these images quite often with the fisheye lens. They like to invoke these images and use them when it suits them, but then you offer high altitude footage that shows, flat eye level horizon, and they don't want to entertain it. You have them showing you, this is my skydiving. Look at this, and you see this curvature
on a small place.
You make out a road, and you can see like a house at the end of the road. And you're going, I could cycle that in 20 minutes. I mean, what size is this landmass here?
Yeah. So when Felix jumped, Mexico was like 70% of the globe, right?
Yeah.
So it's impossible. It's not reality.
Jonathan, I don't know if you're familiar with a program in the UK. I think you might be. It's worldwide. Top Gear. It's about cars. But a presenter on there, James May, he went up in an aeroplane, one of the high altitude planes, where he had to have a spacesuit on because of there was hardly any air to breathe. But before he went, he says, "Oh, are we going to see the curve?" And of course, this is from the BBC. And when he got to the top, of course, there's a huge curve, but there's obviously a GoPro camera.
Yeah.
and it didn't show you too much of it, just a couple of shots. But that's the BBC. The BBC is known for being government funded in the UK, and so I'm sure they're right behind. Well, they do. If you look at the BBC logo, it's a spinning ball Earth every time it's on, and I mean, myself and Del probably grew up with this image on our BBC screens all our lives, being programmed into our heads that this is where you live, and we're watching that every day of our lives. And not only that, you would see it on like Universal Film Studios have it as well at the beginning of their every film. So you know, the BBC have invested so much into programming us with the image of a globe ball.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So B is 2, and 3 is C is 3, so it's 223, which means Skull and Bones. So it's Illuminati organization or some types of elite, nothing else, right? This numerology simple.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about the numerology symbols now, but
yeah,
they seem to be all connected. Anybody who's in power or control of any medium.
it's for reason BBC, you know, 223.
Oh yeah.
They're always using some types of numerology symbols or something.
The BBC were investigated for presenting false programs because I don't know if you're keeping up with the history in Libya when Gaddafi was overthrown. They were showing jubilant crowds celebrating in the street, but it turned out that wasn't Libya at all. That was an actual crowd in Pakistan.
Yeah, they're just fake in reality.
Yeah, they just fake the news, and people just buy that up. They even did a wildlife program about wild mice, field mice, and they filmed it all in the studio. But they were saying they're filming it in Antarctica or Alaska or somewhere, but they filmed it in a studio. You know, and people think it's real.
Yeah, the same. Probably the mission on the Mars was recorded on the green light, probably.
Well, I think that's pretty. I think it's an insult to people's intelligence. The standard of CGI for these Mars rovers, it's really bad. Have you ever scrutinized it? Have you ever looked closely at it? I've seen better cartoons than Tom and Jerry.
I'm getting asked here continually if I believe in God. You know, these people just fail to grasp that I don't have any beliefs. So what is your claim about God? Make your point. Do you believe in God? And what is this, you know, describe this God and what he's up to. You know, stop asking me if I believe in things. I don't believe in anything.
Yeah, a few people have asked you, do you believe in this? Do you believe in that? Do you believe in that? And you've already said, I have no beliefs. But do you believe in this? Do you believe in that? I have no beliefs. But do you believe in this? And do you believe in that? I have no beliefs. But do you believe in this? Do you believe in that?
It's the cult of imagination and beliefs. But
do you believe? Yeah.
Oh, God's sake.
Do you believe in aliens?
Oh. This is a, you know.
That's Nathan, a serious one. That's good, Nathan. Santa. Yeah, of course we believe in Santa.
Aye.
Right.
Yeah. So Santa's bringing me a Ferrari for Christmas.
It's coming down your. You got a chimney in that shed, have you?
Aye.
A wee stove chimney.
He's a magic Santa. The gravitational pull of Santa.
Of course, yes.
Oh. That's how he carries all his presents. Because Santa's so big, you know, the mass of Santa attracts the presents and they just orbit him. You know?
I've always thought, because I learned that we allegedly lived in a ball around the same time, I was told about the Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus. Now, so somebody took me aside and actually said, Santa Claus is no real. Tooth Fairy is no real. But nobody came and told me the ball's no real. So I didn't encourage my own critical thinking until I was a lot older, like you, like everybody else.
Yeah. But they say they were fairy tales, but this one's real. This is real.
Absolutely.
So if we admit some lies to you, but then we say, but this is the truth, this is the truth, you're probably more inclined to believe it. Do I believe in a creator? I believe in intelligence. I'm not a materialist, and I'm sure that you probably don't understand what that means, but go and look it up and educate yourself a wee bit. I'm not a materialist. For me, mind is what creates. So, I don't have a definition or an idea what that is. I'm not interested in ideology.
Raw K vibrations, I totally agree with you. Belief is the enemy of knowing.
Exactly. That's it.
Well said.
Yeah.
No, yeah, sorry.
You believe that the globe is bollocks? So no, I don't believe the globe was a claim that was made to me that I looked for proof of, and there was none.
No.
What the proofs that I found told me the possibilities of the full dimensions of where I'm living. So, you believe in intelligence, that's the creator. Where's your observable proof? I don't believe. It's a logical deduction for me. You show me an instance of matter creating life and consciousness on its own. If you can do that for me, then I will become a materialist.
And Joe, I agree. I agree that knowing can coexist, but we don't need to believe to know.
Yeah.
Sorry, did I interrupt you there?
No, it's just the way they'll use these languages, and try and attach things. You believe in intelligence? No, it's a logical deduction based on observable reality. I can never experience dead matter bringing life and consciousness. I can't observe and test that. That's not what I see. What I see is mind that creates and pushes matter. So that's the whole thing. It comes down to that. Materialism and idealism. But they just don't understand these terminologies. They don't even know what they're talking about. It's just they're tying themselves in knots. As I say, if somebody can show me matter producing life and consciousness and all these things, then I'll reverse my statement of, for me, logically, mind has to be at the forefront of all existence.
Why not, Jed? Are you not enjoying it?
I know he's here.
You don't want another 4 hours of it. You're still here. You must be enjoying it.
That's crazy.
But Jarek, you know yourself, this is a level of mentality you deal with when it comes to this.
Yeah, I know from my experience. I don't
Jed,
know.
I wouldn't be spending 4 hours of my precious life on something I thought was pointless.
Yeah.
Like he's probably paid or something, That's simple.
I don't know if anybody would be stupid enough to pay Jed, because
I
I think Jed just is stupid. It's only him that thinks otherwise. And again, it's not talking him, it's based on the performance that was seen.
Oh my god, wreck.
Watcher 1421, sorry, it's just moved up again. What was that? I believe that you are genuine in your search for truth, Del. Am I wrong? I just don't like the idea that belief is useless. Well, it depends. You have to have like self-belief, in order to get up and go and to achieve things, and setting yourself goals and what you believe you can achieve. But we're talking about natural science. It's about studying the objective reality that we're actually living in. So
yeah, I think that word's banded around too much. I mean, you can have self-confidence in yourself and what you think you can achieve, we don't really have to bring the word belief because it's got all these connotations and religious dogma associated with it. Surely I can just be confident I can do that, and I trust myself, and I trust I will do my best and get there, rather than saying I believe.
Yeah,
It's just got it's too loaded, the word belief, I think.
yeah.
And it's quite a superficial level compared to somebody devoting their whole life to a dogmatic belief. You know, I think there are two different types of belief there as well.
Yeah, that's it.
There's the guy on the chat like said NASA didn't say the Earth is globe. So what they said?
They didn't say the Earth was round.
He said NASA didn't say the Earth is globe.
The Earth is what?
That the Earth is not globe. Like,
oh, I see. Right.
Yeah.
Well, I've got plenty of quotes of them quoting that it's a pear, it's oblate steroid, and it's a spear.
And he said that we know this from 600 years before Christ. How do you know? The ancient civilizations know the Earth was flat. So how does it make sense?
No, but Jonathan, you've obviously not heard of time travel.
Amanda, but we are left and right-minded people, Dale. We have been given the capacity for logic, reasoning, and imagination and vision. Yep, of course we have all these traits. And, you know, it's just for me where they're applied.
What do we do?
What it is you're trying to achieve. And for this question, I think for me it's logic and reasoning. You know, I don't really have to have imagination. You know, it's just about separating the subjects and where we apply these things. It's not that I'm denying that we should have them or use them. It's just where we use them. You know, and this subject doesn't require imagination. That's all I'm saying about that. You know. Again, though, this, you know, belief and all these words, they're thrown around and they're used and misrepresented, misunderstood. Somebody's using the word belief that somebody, you know, has a different association with. Where are we here? You said mind creates matter. No, that's a philosophy. You know, that's logically when I look at things and I you know, do I see any proof of matter producing life and consciousness? No, I don't. You know, so it's a philosophy. But, you know, I have the ability to separate my conversations, you know, when I'm philosophizing and when I'm talking about philosophy. You know, you just have to separate the discussion, Jed. You know, it's just, you know, again, you just don't grasp it. You know, I'm not going to waste any more time on you. There's other people here making great points. If you get anything to add to the discussion and you want to try and, you know, increase your capacity for thought, then by all means join in. You know, stop hiding in the chat. So, Micah's place, hey folks, are you?
So I have like question to Jed. So I have to imagine that the Earth, you know, was from the Big Bang. I have to imagine that, or what?
Yes, you do. Yes, and don't question it, please.
So I don't need to question this. So?
No, just accept it.
So I need to imagine right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I know that the Earth is spinning globe. Then.
Yeah. Have you got a problem with that, Jonathan? Yeah, I think you need some more education. Did you leave school early or something?
Yeah, because everything you know from school is true.
Absolutely. You've obviously got a problem with having too much critical thought, Jonathan. How dare you question what you've been told?
Something's happened with his mic, maybe. I'll see what's happening here. Oh, I see you're chatting away in the chat as well.
Validation boy seems to be upping the remarks, personal remarks. So.
You get nothing else but ad hominems, I take it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, he deleted his message. I'm not surprised, Validation Boy.
How powerful is belief, and you're throwing that power away? Not very wise. If you can use belief to your own ends, then by all means. There's seems to me to be evidence of a placebo effect, which seems to depend solely on the individual's level of belief in something working for them. But to then suggest that somebody's belief can somehow affect the objective reality, everybody else's reality, then I don't have any proof of that. But somebody having a heavy investment in belief in, say, a doctor giving them a pill, can have an effect internally.
I mean, if I could add, belief can be powerful, but it's so powerful that half the world are killing each other over beliefs. People always look at it positively, but I'm sorry, there's a lot of negativity about belief, and I think beliefs cause half the world's problems. And I mean, if you don't have a belief, you don't have anything to defend. And also belief for me creates division, because I come up to you and say, "Hi, I'm John. I'm a Muslim." Hi, I'm Dell, and I'm a Roman Catholic. So immediately there's a division there. There's not coming together. But if you don't have any labels and any beliefs, there's more likelihood that there won't be that division between people.
Exactly.
An understanding, a want to understand. But half the world's killing each other over a belief.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's a very subjective thing, your beliefs, and that's where it should remain when we're dealing with, groups and anything in the objective, reality and world. It shouldn't be about, people's subjective beliefs and wishes and desires. It should be about the benefit of the whole, and basing everything on empirical facts and proofs.
Beliefs also touch upon area you have no knowledge of, or that are out of your reach. Would you consider that? Would you ban this consideration of everything? I don't quite understand that, but I think for me to have knowledge about beliefs which are out with my realm, I'd have to have some kind of imagination, would I not? To me, that's not reality. Right?
No, they can't separate that. You can entertain ideas, i.e., you can have philosophies and play in your imagination, and I can entertain theories and these different concepts, but I don't have to believe in them. It's a separation from idea.
We've got Validation Boy saying, "I'm glad to come on here." Well, Validation Boy, come back on then, and you can maybe recite what you've been saying in the chat room, because that's a bit different to what you were reciting the night before.
Right. Well, it's up to Tinfoil Art, because I've not been seeing what's going on in chat, and if he feels he's got something valid to say or something to add to the discussion, then fair dues. But if he's just abusive,
I think he said a bunch of cunts on the panel or something, but I did say, but you were on, well, somebody rightly said it's not a panel, but I did say that, but you were on it last night.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it wasn't last night, was it? I can't remember when it was.
Wednesday.
I thought. Sorry, Dal. I thought the idea was people were going to exhibit a little bit of courtesy if they wanted airtime, and I don't think Validation Boy is really showing those sort of qualities at the moment.
No. Well,
good point, team. Yeah.
If he's not got the ability to control himself and have mature discussion, then he's not got a place here. He can go and play with the kiddies away and bicker with Jed.
Jed seems quite happy to bicker, so that seems like a good match.
All right. Happy Mushroom Dale, would you go on one of Jed's hangouts if if I was invited and he opened it up for me, then, you know, fine.
Yes, Watcher, I'm a Janner, mate. Laurie Gale seems to think I'm a teenager for some reason. I don't know why.
Take that as a compliment, Dean.
They don't get tin foil hat as tin foil hat.
Yeah, the vernacular does escape most people, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Wurzel. Yeah, that's right, man. Well, there seems to be plenty of people that are interested in having their say in chat, but don't want to give any airtime. Jed seems to be one of them.
Well, that's it. You know, everybody's, you know, good at letting their belly rumble when it comes to it, the fold, because they know they're going to be found out. We know what they're up to. You know, they're hoping to, you know, get people who are emotionally invested in the screen and words and affect them in some way. What am I saying here? Hey, Tone, this is the next step. Dell has a proper angle and it will take time to sink in for most. What was this about? Sorry. What is the next step? Where do we go from here? You know, all we can do is keep progressing. People look at you as if you've got the answers to everything, you know. You know, as far as I'm concerned, I can only represent the truth and who I am, you know, and what the actual proofs are, and, you know, the reality of the situation that we're in.
Yeah, and the how or the why or the where suggests you wanting to be told to be led by somebody. I think that's the wrong question. I think you should be asking yourself that question rather than asking others. You know?
Yeah. And for me, you know, as I say, I can only go with what I see. For me, it's when people come to this realization that we are at this moment, you know, and not making any claims, then we'll get progress a lot quicker and a lot cleaner.
Yeah, is it Paylor Falcus? Not sure. Yeah, I agree with your point there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're a follower, not a trailblazer. If you're asking how or why.
Yeah. So, again, you know, I'll just repeat it. If anybody, you know, wants to make a point and come on, then by all means. But if you're just being in the chat being, you know, aggressive and illogical, you don't have a place here. It's the wrong place for you.
Yeah, or if you're just too personal, childish. I mean, what's that about?
I need to nick to the toilet. You alright to just chat away?
Yeah.
2 seconds.
Well, team, have you got your own channel?
Sorry, John, could you repeat that?
Do you have your own channel?
I've got a channel that I throw up some abstract graphic stuff on, yeah, but nothing really. I mean, my interest is in hearing other people's observations and opinions, you know, and I think Dell's doing people credit here by giving them the opportunity, you know, because as we've seen here, there are many disruptive elements that are interested in suppressing people voicing their opinions. And I think it's an idea that people get a better concept of how things are going to progress. And that means with a little bit more courtesy, I think.
Yeah, well, I couldn't disagree with that at all. Yeah. And could I add, I've been quite impressed by how you conduct yourself, and you seem to use your ears more than your mouth. And you're very polite and courteous, which is quite a refreshing change. And you seem to interject with very sensible points.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Not at all.
As you just pointed out, I'm more of a listener than a speaker, so not the best for airtime, I'm afraid.
No, but I think we could all take a leaf out of your book.
It's nice to stand back and actually consider, you know, your thoughts and other people's, I think.
Yeah, I suppose that helps you react less. And
I think that's what, for me, it's a personal ambition that I think other people would profit from adopting. You know, is refining some composure.
yes, and although you just said that, I think people can learn that from you, from how you are, how you're expressing yourself, or should I say, not expressing yourself. I think people pick up on that. You know. And it's also very nice to converse with somebody where you don't feel you have to rush because you're going to be interrupted. You know that they're going to listen and there's going to be a pause before there's a response, so you don't have to rush what you're saying. There's going to be a calm, rational conversation, even though there may be disagreements.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's not about controlling each other and beating each other into submission.
Yeah. I was just saying when you were at the toilet there, how I appreciate Team's conduct. He's very calm and he's more of a listener than a talker, and he interjects with very relevant points.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's refreshing, isn't it? Yeah.
As it's great, you know. That's how me and Marty go on so well, because you have the ability to discuss and actually listen to each other. You know, your conversation's not just about waiting for your turn to speak. You know, it's easy. We can discuss anything. You're not setting out with an agenda to try and control or manipulate and impress each other. You know what I mean?
Oh, VB doesn't like the idea of having standards, apparently.
Yeah, he doesn't.
What's that?
Right.
I'm not going to quote it because it's full of obscenity and derisory.
It's supposed to say about misrepresenting his name.
He's
You know,
just deleted it anyway.
Misrepresenting your name. You know, if you come here, you get treated with respect, politeness.
Yeah.
You know, we answer your questions.
I suppose we shouldn't expect too much. I mean, some people aren't brought up correctly. You know, some people don't even have the right parents. So, yeah.
No.
Poor boy might have been brought up in care. Who knows? Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is VB a photographer or something?
We don't know. He's starting to look as if he's just a troublemaker. He's obviously, emotionally charged in some way.
I've seen him on some other channels saying the opposite of what he's saying on here. So maybe he just likes to stir things.
Yeah, that looks like it. You know, you just laugh at these people.
A good entertainment.
That's it. You know, some people like a wee bit of drama, so I'm all for comedy. I'll just laugh at. I just like laughing at the drama.
Did he drop his trousers like?
He's scared.
I watch his videos. He's probably NASA fanboy. He's just a flat Earth hater or something.
Where are you from, Jonathan?
It's Jarek.
Oh, what?
Where are you from?
I'm from Poland, though.
Where?
From Poland.
Poland. All right.
Where in Europe?
Oh no, you don't have to say. Sorry, that's just to put you on the spot.
People seem to lose all respect for people behind a keyboard. We are so fortunate to have this opportunity.
You know, like the thing is, like to VB, just why he doesn't come here? You know, and discuss us. Just text him.
The lad came on one of the live shows before, and you know he got manners, respect, answered these questions. And the same again tonight when he's been in the chat, you know, answered these questions and addressed points, and he's just getting, aggressive. I don't know.
He maybe try and make some drama or something, right?
Yeah. I'm just trying to focus on the people who are making good discussion, valid points here. Glenn E. think I'm sideways on the ball right now, but not really sure. You're always pointing to the middle. There is no up and down on the globe.
Oh dear. Yeah. Yeah, we're on the ball and we're all in one place. There's no up and down on it or top or bottom.
The magic force pulls you to the centre. You just need to imagine it.
Yeah.
Joan of Worms, Amanda, people use the distance of the keyboard to be ignorant, a shame and waste of time. Valid points, yeah. So there's people who make valid points, and it's these clowns are just in there to try and disrupt it. But you just laugh at them and don't pay them much attention. You know?
You know the Cavendish experiment, where apparently in the 17th century, Cavendish went into his barn and he hung two metal balls, and he claimed that gravity was pulling one to the other.
Yeah.
Now, they claim this has been replicated, but I've never seen any live demonstration of that. That's the only evidence we have of the gravitational pull.
Yeah.
And with the whole ball Earth hinging on that basic argument, or thesis, I would call it, but why do they not demonstrate that again in a live performance where we can actually see the movement of these objects through gravitational pull? Why has it not been replicated in today's modern world? Surely we should see that every day of the week.
Well, you just don't have any imagination, John.
Well, I know. Stop pointing out my limitations. For God's sake.
I've said that before. My kids are tiny in comparison to me, but I never feel as if they're being pulled.
And you thought that was a cuddle.
A gravitational pull. Does that mean if I eat more, I've got a stronger gravitational force?
Yeah. Your kids will never be able to get away from you with that force.
Bonkers. Yeah, that's another thing that they just can't replicate. They say it's just comedy gold now. I can envision a time in the future when this will just be absolutely, people will be in tears of laughter at this.
And even on film, if they did that with two balls, I mean, we've got such a thing as magnetic energy. So, that could be given to us as saying, "Oh, look, it's a gravity pull, and it's just two magnets forcing towards each other."
Well, the classic is the piece of lycra. You never seen this?
No.
Bit of lycra. Then they put a weight in the middle of the lycra to stretch it downwards, and then they roll marbles into it. And this is them explaining how their magic works. So they're representing their claims using lycra and marbles.
Mm. Great.
You never seen that? I'll make you link you. It's hysterical.
Great sophistication. And who is it? Is it scientists or just
some scientist, lecturer, teacher type guy giving the class a lesson? Acting sophisticated and in the know.
That's a bit like Brian Cox, or Cock, I like to call him, with showing you a wee piece of paper with complicated mathematical equations on it. Therefore, see, the Earth is round.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at me baffle you.
Yeah.
Now believe.
I'm just going to let my little dog out for a little pee.
No problems, man. I'm going to have a wee check and see what's happening here in the chat. I was going to mention that Colin, who's on Facebook, asked me to, mention about the chemtrail site he had. It's not a subject that I know much about. So, what was the page? So I'm just looking for the name of this here. Tartan Skies, and that's on Facebook. If people want to check that out. And as I say, I know obviously, you know, I witness these things in the sky, but it's not something that I know much about. You know, the properties and whatever. So, but anyway, chat. Don't know whether I've idea of that lycra was a joke. Have you seen this, Jarek? This thing I was talking about? No.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but I need to check this. So it's a lycra with what?
Yeah.
Martin, how you doing, Martin?
Oh, I see this.
So it was interesting. What was that? You know, there was somebody who had mirrored a previous video of mine. It was quite interesting. There was some interesting comments being made in the chat, but you know, I highlighted it again just to show the level. Where are we? You know, so this was a channel VHS JVC who had mirrored one of mine, but where was it?
Yeah. So what this video shows? Like, what do you think then?
Sorry.
What about this video with gravity? What it shows? You know, because I see this, but it's just ridiculous. What is proofs? This video.
Well, they need to define it and then, you know, start giving practical examples. You know, it's just stories. It's just stories that madmen make up.
So there's the magnet in the center, or what? What is this?
Oh, who knows? You would have to ask them. You know, apparently there's a magnet in the centre. A magnet which is molten. So,
Yeah,
you know,
but
sorry, I'm just trying to concentrate to see, you know, on what's happening in the chat here.
yeah, it's okay.
So as I was saying, you know, the fanatical behaviour. This was a comment that was on the VHS JVC channel who'd, you know, mirrored one of the videos. And it's from SRM Solar Radiation Management Geoengineering, this channel. It is no coincidence that these flat earth fuckwits are a minority or uneducated chavs who live in shitty council houses, or are redneck Americans who spend their time drinking moonshine and having sex with their cousins. Inbred, uneducated, ignorant, subhuman trash that should be rounded up and shot. Right? So
How does he know that? Does he know them personally?
that's the kind of mentality that's going around commenting. It's incredible. You know, they talk about fanatical behaviour, and that's the epitome of it for me.
Well, generalizations and assumptions, not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I have one question. There's some guy on the chat that said there's a magnetic mountain in the center. So show me, if you have the proof, you have the video. Show me this mountain when you was there, because I didn't see this. So can you show me? There's the guy.
Yeah. You know, that's it. You know, these claims about what's at the centre, what's in the outside reaches.
Yeah.
None of these people can prove it.
Yeah, he is probably a Quasi-Luminous fanboy. I don't know, but something like that. I'm not saying there's there's not the mountain, like magnetic mountain in the center, but do you have a proof?
Yeah.
Some, observation proof.
It's just stories, man.
What's happened with the chat there?
I'm just having a wee look. ICBS, invite Globetrotters in to defend the Globe claim, and all you get are crickets and roaches. Good job once again. You're on the right track, Dale. Kudos to you as well, John Smith. Nice one.
I can only see Teen Violet's Martin there. It says to list all available commands, enter dash question mark. So I can't see the chat. I don't know why.
Can't see the chat.
No. Oh, well.
So he said that we got the stories. So
yeah, don't know what's up.
stories are not proofs, because I can tell you I saw a god and you will not believe me. So whatever, its story can be made by imagine, right? You have to to show a proof.
Yeah. This is it. It's separate.
This is just a speculation.
Yeah. Are you only seeing mods, John?
Yeah, and he said that we can measure the magnetic lines, but what's the proof? Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
There's some magnetic, but
I only see a white oblong box with group chat on it.
You're not getting any content from it, no?
No, I think that's either Martin or Teen Foilat. That's all that's on the screen. So it's got the avatar for Teen.
Yeah.
Can you, Jared? Can you see the chat?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah.
Is there a pop down option or something, John? No.
Maybe he writes some things from the Books of Eden, or like the Gods of Eden, the book, the same which Quasi-Luminous using. I don't know. It's also speculation, in my opinion, because you don't have proof. The video proof, something. Right? Do you agree, people?
That's it. But this is what it's about. It's about, what's proof. Where's the proofs of any of these claims that anybody makes?
Yeah, they always say that there's on the center there's some energy. There's aurora borealis and something, but nobody was there. Like, there's no video.
There may well be, and it's fine if they're theorizing.
Yeah.
If that's what they want to do with their time, but if they're making claims that that's what's actually happening, then the burden of proof is on them.
Yeah, and he said that there's magnetic field, and I was talking about with you today that the water with some salt in it, some sodium, has been able to conduct the electricity, so it will bring the seasons, right, or something like this. Do you agree then?
Yeah. Well, maybe, I don't know. I'm sorry, I was just.
We don't know. Yeah, but it's just.
It's all theorizing, man.
There's theory.
The reality of the situation we are in is what I've clearly stated. None of these people can refute that, because that's the truth.
Yeah.
So, if anybody wants to make claims, that's fine, but we need to see proof.
Yeah.
So, and still there's been no logical globe believer or concave believer who has anything to say.
Arwin? Or what?
Johnny.
Who?
John, are you getting the chat yet? No?
No, I'm a bit
Some guy said the water is a metal.
lost.
But lost. What about refreshing it, maybe?
I've just brought up the menu to follow that. I'm having a look. Open or close chat. Oh.
So some guy on the chat said the water is metal. Do you agree? Like, what's the proof?
I don't know. People can just make these claims. I'm not going to speculate, man. Everybody that makes a point, I'm not going to speculate. If they want to make a claim, they need to provide the proof. It's simple. There's no point in saying to me, what do I believe, or what do I, just let them make their claims and ask them for proof. It's simple as that.
Yeah.
Who's the Scottish guy? I know there's a couple of us here.
And also this Arvin just only talks about this mountain with magnetic field, but you can only talk. What's the proof? Show me the video. Show me a fucking picture, something, you know, because everybody can talk.
Yeah.
The same happens with the people who claiming that there is some firmament, and I always ask, show me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see it.
Yeah, that's it. It's just about claims, man. It's quite tiring focusing on that chat, trying to keep up. I'm still trying to catch up with where it's at.
It just moves too quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah. And it keeps, CC more comments below. I think I just need to take my focus away from it for a moment.
Well, mine's away from it because I can't see it. So.
I was still hoping if anybody wanted to have, any input, something to say. The platform's there. People are complaining and never had a voice. So, sorry, I meant to read this out from Lawrence Wright. He'd sent us. This is part of a message going round private flat earth groups. Math Boylan, Tila Tequila, Eric Dubai, Russian Vids, Stars Are Souls, Zetetic Flat Earth, Mark Sargent, Patricia Steer, Globebusters. all the big celebrity names in Flat Earth are COINTELPRO operations launched by NASA, CIA to destabilise Flat Earth research from the inside. This was a classic spook honey trap that caused a lot of good researchers to reject Flat Earth as a government hoax. The government planted that fake map, and the shills attacked and silenced anybody who tried to expose its errors. I know because I spent the last 2 years trying and got blocked on every channel. That was from Lawrence. I tried to, put this out there to people without having to mention names and say the truth. With the situation of the truth is that that there's zero proof for the claim that was made to us, so therefore we're in a position where we don't know where we are, and anybody who pushes a map and model to you need to be suspicious and ask yourself why they're doing that. And I try to say that to people right from the very start, without having to name names and point fingers, and show where the time wasting was happening, and it lies with that. Anybody who is wasting time in maps and models, for me to say that they're paid or the CIA, I could infer that, but I have zero proof. I can only look at the content and what they're pushing.
It's interesting because I think I discussed with you before about intuition. I think I visited all those channels mentioned, but never once did I feel compelled to sub or join or chat until I came across your site. So I think there's a lot to be said about intuition, and if it's true what Lawrence is saying, then I can quite believe it as well. But if it's true, then that just tells me maybe I've got a good amount of discerning of what's real and what's not real.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. As I say, this is a big thing. It's for people to think that there's not going to be some sort of government involvement, or whatever agency involvement, and you need to think again. So. And that's where I always seen it for me. That's where the PSYOP part was, and I agree with Lawrence. It was the pushing of these maps and models and putting people in a state of, adopting belief. That's where I seen it clearly. Straight away I was going, how do I know that's real? I know that it's not the globe. Zero proof for that. I know that it has to be able to contain the water. you know, and pretty much anything else from that is hearsay, speculation. So I could see it clearly that the people that were involved in this and continuing to keep it going, you know.
And you can clearly see a strategy to herd people into one pen of belief so that they can control it at once. It's harder to control a large group of individuals who are not believing the same thing. But if you can steer them into one belief, then surely that's easier to control and manipulate.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, selling people another lie that can be attacked and divided up, and you get people arguing and bickering with each other. And I remember that way back last year, you know, when people were questioning the AE model, you know, and they were having this split happening in factions, you know, it's a square, it's a circle, it's a fucking pyramid, and, you know, and you can see it all playing out, but you're screaming at people trying to say to them, listen, none of that matters, that's the psyop, that's where it's.
But don't you think Validation Boy was coming from that exact place? I mean, we could see him being very abusive tonight, and I think, what's that about? And then when he was on the show the last time, he directed the conversation away and said, out of the blue, are the Conservatives big in Scotland?
Yeah.
The Conservative political party, is it big in Scotland? And out of my politeness, I sort of took the bait a wee bit and explored that a wee bit with him. But that was just deliberate to break down the conversation and to deflect it and to divide it. And totally out of context as well.
So. You know, totally agree with the maps and models. You know, and just pushing people, you know, standing in the truth and realizing what the reality of the situation was. And as I tried to say to people, you know, you can look at their content. You know, if they're dragging you and trying to sway you emotionally, making claims without proof, pushing a model, pushing a map, you know, bitching about other people's personalities, you know, you can bet your bottom dollar that a majority of that is instructed and is happening deliberately. You know, and it preys on people like a wee bit of drama, so they'll break into these camps and pick sides and get swept up with it all, and, you know, become confused, and that's exactly what's happening, to the point where they don't know who's who, you know. And then, you know, that's why they make slanderous videos about your tattoos, and they're trying to sway you away from people who are representing the truth.
Yeah, and to get you to bite with personal criticisms and insults.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound paranoid, but yeah, I don't understand why the chat's gone from my screen.
Probably maybe old Mitt Mason or Timmy Osmonds get control of it.
I wouldn't be surprised. Hey-ho.
Some other insecure freak.
Whatever rocks their boat.
That's it. That's it. If anybody else wants to come in, say something, let us know.
Is there much going on in the chat room?
I'm just trying to catch up here. YouTube hitting the dome. You will see a rocket hitting something up there, and not Eric Dubai or Odd there for real. I think I've seen that. Now, I don't doubt, you know, the possibility of some solid structure. As I say, how do you maintain the pressure? If anybody's going to claim another medium, you know, whether it's a vacuum or water or whatever, you know, that says to me, you know, looking at reality and how it operates, that there would have to be a solid separation, whatever that might be. You getting it, John? No, it's still nothing.
Yeah, maybe I'm just reopening up the YouTube page to see.
There's people talking about Obama, the birth.
Teen Foiler, has anybody else requested a link to come in?
Well, Martin was asking, but he doesn't see. He seems to have gone. I've had to drop out myself because this thing was glitching, but we're all cool now. Apparently, nobody wants the floor this evening. Well, that's cool. You know.
Yeah, I've got the chat back now.
Got it. Cool.
What substantial news have I missed?
Nothing. I think that the trolls get the message earlier. I think they gave up. But that last one, the 4.5 hours, I'm going to get through that. There's some cracking bits in there that I'm going to have to use.
Maybe you could do a video with all these clips.
Yeah.
All the postings.
Yeah. Belief.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Like I think you said all along that you don't have any beliefs, and how often that word is used in the chat room on this channel. The word belief.
Yeah. It's like it's become an acceptable part. They don't realise that it's actually detrimental. You know?
I'm going to call you that surname now. I think Del Believer.
Del Believer.
Because it's been associated with you so much.
Aye, they just don't get that it's their downfall.
Or maybe put that in your name, Del Believer. Not. Maybe people might get the message.
How will they discover the coordinates for the contact point? Mission to an office. Whether I've lost touch here, I'm reading things out of context. I don't know what the conversation's been. It's a problem with the chat. What's happened here? Hey guys, greetings from the Southern Hemisphere. How's it going? Anna Liebert. Can you see a curve down there?
Oh.
You on the fat bit of the pier?
God, these Southern Hemisphere journeys must be so expensive and long compared to the northern circular flights pier.
I know. How much longer do you think? I mean, at the end of the day, the globe has just got so ridiculous now.
Well, it's comical, isn't it? I mean,
yeah, it really is comical. It's, and then, as I say, I'm witnessing, you know, in different social circles of people starting to realise and talk about it now. It'll be interesting to see how it unfolds.
I think, you know, when Matt Powerline went out in the street with the photo or painting, I think it'd be good as well to go out with ball or pear.
Aye.
Where are we? A ball or a pear, or oblate steroid or steroid?
They even want to break up the fucking globe camp. You know? Got a perfect sphere camp, a pear camp, an oblate spheroid camp.
I like to call it steroid rather than
steroid.
Steroid ball.
They all can't agree with each other. Like, this is like crazy. Do you agree with this?
Absolutely. If you've got so many different models, how can they all agree?
Yeah, then they just, you know, using some theories to explain this and some theories to explain this. So they every aspect they're changing, basically, and that's red flag from my perspective.
Yeah, I mean, at work I was asked, do you believe in the globe? I said, well, do you believe in the pear? Well, what am I supposed to believe in? I'm a bit confused.
Yeah. As I say, it's just got so comical. You know, and I like these sayings. Come on, people, it's nearly 2017 and people still believe in cartoons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of exciting times, isn't it? Really.
Aye. Well, I think what was really good was DeGrasse Tyson coming out and saying it was a pear. That was it. I'm sorry, but if people are watching that and take that seriously,
Yeah.
the game's up if you come out with that. Like.
Yeah.
So there's 50 years and nothing changed. I was talking today with Dan about this. 50 years and nothing changed. The pictures are the same and everything. Basically, there are just images, CGI, not pictures, right?
Well, you don't believe that, do you? Are you trying to tell me they're not photographs? You can't possibly tell me that. All my life, I have believed in photographs. Now, come on. You're not shattering my illusions and you're actually going to convince me that the images?
As Happy Mushroom says, you know, cartoons are real.
So, and also Jed said, what we can imagine is reality, so
Yeah.
how does make sense?
You know,
This is pseudoscience, nothing else.
no, they say it's future comedy, all this. You know, this whole period is great material for future comedy.
And he is quite comical in how DeGrasse Tyson presents himself. I almost think, is that deliberate to
Mock you,
mock and laugh at people?
mock your intelligence.
Yeah.
How you doing, Martin? You all right, mate?
Yeah, sound Bill, thanks for the invite. Just doing a scratch card. Typical British routine thing. Yeah, hi, bro. Thanks for that. Can you hear me? Clean green. Am I coming through okay?
You're a bit. It's breaking up a wee bit, mate.
Oh, okay. I'll come back in a minute, Del. I know why. Just 2 seconds. Thanks.
Aye, you know, it's like Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's an insult on your intelligence. All these characters, that Brian Cox as well, he's really grates on you. You know, that's
Brian Cox.
army smugness. You know,
absolutely.
Talking about fantasy with conviction as if it's reality. You know, blatantly brainwashing or attempt.
It's just NASA's poster boy, isn't he?
Yeah, the BBC.
But you see, I think a lot of people in America were starting to question like the moon landings and space more than the UK were. So I thought, right, we've got to get the UK more programmed. So we'll get a British astronaut, Tim Beekman, you get him in, get everybody involved in this, and get a good British presenter as well, like Cox, fantastic, and get all the children to come along, get them indoctrinated early, and get them involved in the space program. And you know, there's a huge effort, I think, in the last couple of years to get the British kids into the space program because it was all American space astronauts and.
Yeah, it felt rushed, that whole thing with Peaky Boy.
Aye.
You know, contrived. But you know, it grates on you when you see that. You know, the groups of kids and they're.
Oh, I find it quite sad when I see that. Actually,
it's infuriating. You know, it's horrible. For me, it's criminal. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, people allow this to happen.
Yeah. You look at all these wee happy kids and their innocence, and they've been totally brainwashed into believing this is actually real, and they get all excited because they're in a TV studio and they're meeting celebrities, or it must all be real.
It's part of programming. This is how they're working.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, if you're allowing that to happen, and you know you're not questioning these things, then that's a responsibility. You know, you should be taking responsibility and questioning what these people are actually telling your kids. You know?
Well, it's good to be reading these messages in the chat about how everybody agrees on Cox and Tim Peake.
It's a charade. You see them on the TV with these big cheesy grins.
Oh, I can't watch him without thinking cock. You know, it's cheesy, condescending. And the fact is that he knows that he's lying to you, you know, and he's getting off on this, that he's presenting something that he knows is a complete lie.
That's it, because it's through the TV. It's on non-factual. It's entertainment. That's how they get away with it. People view it as if it's factual.
Yeah, spot on, Jonah Worms. Absolutely, totally programming the next generation.
Yeah,
with Tim, and they're holding Tim Peake up to be some sort of hero, you know, because of his advancements in space. A hero, and he's a blooming film studio all the time.
He's not advancing anything in space by fucking, you know, presenting Adele with TV awards or whatever the fuck, you know.
Absolutely.
Not that nonsense about. But again, that's just, you know, we spoke about that last time. That's just affirming people and, you know, pride and program.
But then he's holding his children's arms when he's supposedly come back to Earth. And I'm thinking, how do you sleep at night? You know, you're holding your kids there and you're lying to them.
Yeah. It's interesting. Did any of you listen to some of the interviews when he came back?
Yeah, I think I've seen most of them.
And he was talking about how, you know, the Soyuz or the capsule, whatever, that was up there, that was docked for 6 months, had this protective layer on it. And that's what burnt up in the atmosphere as he was coming in, and he was so overjoyed because he had this window to look out and see the sparks flying by, and you're going,
no fear.
And this material withstood these extreme conditions for 6 months, yet burns up when it's coming into the atmosphere. You know, and these windows, what the fuck is this stuff made of?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's just ridiculous, you know, and they're sitting there, the big cheesy grin.
Yeah. Taking it all in, and you can see that cheesy grin. There's no critical thought or critical analysis. You see what, Peake? It was burning up. And why were you so relaxed and thinking it was like a fairground ride when you're risking your life coming back into the atmosphere with a burning rocket?
Then it hits the ocean with absolutely no steam. You know, then they have to be helped through to it with their space suits on, but they need blankets. You know.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Nice wee blanket.
From my perspective, I think the radiation is too strong for any material to fly in space. What do you think?
Sorry?
I think the radiation is too strong at these conditions.
When you look at the temperatures, they tell you.
Yeah, it's impossible from my perspective.
We know how metal expands and contracts in you know, hot and cold conditions. So.
Well, I think I mentioned I was watching one of NASA's videos on a spacewalk, and they had the fingers exposed out of the gloves. They were, you know, we said earlier that, you know, your blood would reach boiling point.
Yeah.
Vacuum, but they had their fingers exposed in space.
Yeah.
There's nobody questioning that, you know.
There's scuba tanks.
Yeah, scuba tanks.
I think all that's deliberate. You know, I said that.
Yeah, well, you must be there. I mean, why would you show that? Just people not pick up on that? I think.
They would screen that. You know, that's not something they would miss and then release to the public without knowing that it was there. You know.
And like I said, I told you earlier, the visor you've seen in the astronauts' visor, that there was a cameraman filming him, and he was in a frog suit.
Yeah.
Flippers and scuba tank. Oh, easy.
Scuba tank vacuum.
It'd be great, you know, to get to discover where they actually done all this stuff and the antics that they've been up to. You know, some of them must be having a right hoot.
Absolutely, yeah.
Surely when they're doing this stuff, they must be absolutely in stitches. You know, I would be. You know, it's
I'm in stitches on the receiving end of it, so if I was doing the trick, I think I'd be even more stitches.
Aye. It's just like a big joke. Yeah. chat.
Did you see the Neil deGrasse Tyson, the gravitation and gravity explanation, the video?
No, I do get a bit tired of him, I must admit. But what was
I
it?
need to show.
What was the video?
Yeah, I will show you. Wait.
Oh, I see. Did you
Go
see?
Gertrude Perkins is here.
Sorry.
Gertrude Perkins, this is one of these accounts that comments every time you put a video up. It's the same copy-paste nonsense. It's Mr. Okai Whoopsie Daisy regaling us with his Nobel Prize-winning wisdom.
Oh, I'm glad she recognises it. Eh?
I don't mind it when the patter's decent. See when it's a decent pattern, I like that. That's the best yet, Gertrude Perkins. Of all the stupid comments that you post every time I put a video up, that's got to be my favourite so far. Honestly, it's like as soon as the videos are up, bang, it's there.
I can't see her in the chat room.
It's further up. I'm still on my way down.
All right.
Prove it. Where's this video or photo of fingerless diving gloves?
It's in a YouTube video, and I shall try and research it right now.
I've seen the video as well.
I'll try and find it so I can link it.
No problem. That was Paul Johnson who was asking for
Yeah, well, there's two of us witnessing it. So.
I just wanted to say that Eric Dubai reopened the Flat Earth debate. Number one was even thinking about this before him. So I really can't agree that he is a shill. Anybody that calls it debate, you know, has to have a look at themselves. You know, if they continue to call it debate, you know, there's an issue.
I can post this link with gravity explanation by Tyson in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, cool. You know, you need to do it on the chat on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to cut the HTTPS, right?
Yeah, and post it into the chat on YouTube. Have you got the YouTube window open as well?
Do you see this?
What is that? You tell them the truth.
Yeah.
Right, that's there. I can see it. Yeah.
Then just copy paste and watch. This is just ludicrous.
What's this video you posted?
What?
What was the video you posted? Sorry. Sorry, I've got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. I can post again.
John, I know that video is there somewhere because I've seen it as well.
Yeah, I just don't know what to put in to find it. I wish somebody else could verify that as well, that they've seen it.
Yeah. It's been in a few videos I've seen it a couple of times.
Yeah, I might actually have saved it because I thought, wow.
It's the bendy door ones. I mean, they're incredible as well.
John, do you see the group chat from Hangout? Yeah, you can see?
Yes,
So I will send you the link. Do you see this? On a group chat.
Right.
Yeah, this is the video with Tyson, gravity explanation.
Yeah, did you see the ridiculous time he was on a chat show and he came on and he held out his microphone in front of him and dropped it?
Yeah.
What an arse.
Yeah.
This is ludicrous.
Hey, what's happening? I was hoping for other people to make points, but Amanda, there is a commercial market for flat earth. It is very obvious and not very well disguised. I have no problem with people generating revenue, but I expect transparency. Yeah. I've said that before, you know, there's this bickering that went on for position back last year. You know, and you wonder why they're bickering for position. You know, it feels as if they know that something's coming. They want to be relevant and popular within it.
Or maybe they get paid more the more subs they get.
Yeah, reap the rewards.
Yeah. And they compete with each other to get more subs.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What do you think about plot over intent? Because you had a video. So maybe what John thinks about it.
Sorry?
There is a John here?
Yes.
So John, what do you think about blood over intent?
Sorry, I can't hear what you're saying. What do I think about what?
Blood over intent.
Blood over intent.
Yeah.
Is that the video?
It's from Quest Luminous idea.
All right, I've never really looked into it.
It's this, you know, spill your blood on a message or something. You know, put your intent out there. A ritual thing. Well, somehow that's going to affect reality.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that, I must say.
Yeah. It's just these nonsense claims that people keep throwing out there.
Yeah, it's maybe like blood magic or something. We don't know much.
Been a while since I've spilled somebody's blood. Yeah, I'm still looking for that video. God, where is it?
Yeah, I totally agree, Amanda. The Quasi-Luminous. You see a lot of these channels with like 40,000 subscribers, and you know, you look at their videos and the views that they have, and they just don't match.
Yeah, this is just ludicrous, right?
Yeah, I don't know why people do that. You know, there's no need for it. Drink pee. Eve Little, drink pee. Fuck's sake. Carry on, my man. I'm getting to the bottom eventually, yes.
And the thing is that he talks bullshit and he has more subscribers than ODD. Make no sense, right?
Yeah. It just causes the division. You know, you get these people who keep running about making claims to know all this stuff, and to know what reality is, to know what we are, to know where we are. You know, place is full of gurus that make all these crazy claims.
Yeah.
You'd think it would be more exciting just to think, you know, we don't know, but we could maybe get to discover it if everybody just chills out. You know, there could be exciting times ahead, but they seem more content to bitch with each other in the middle.
Well, it's a distraction, isn't it?
That's it. That's where the distraction is. Yeah.
I'm sure that video in space with the fingers exposed was on Journalism. Is it Journalism channel?
Yeah, we can source it. We can source it. You know, once I've sourced it, I'll put a link in the description once it's uploaded. You know, people do like a bit of drama, but you know, I can laugh at drama. But sometimes it just gets beyond a joke. You know, People like a bit of entertainment. Anyway, says that's just jumped away from him. It is cognitive infiltration purely to discredit the flat earth movement. Exactly. Well, no movement, but I think she was talking about the, you know, these characters who push these stupid ideas and claims. You know, because that's what you're getting. You know, imagine somebody coming in who hears about this for the first time and they come on, you know, and you've got somebody like, you know, who we're discussing, and they're making all these claims about candy sticks and black hole suns and fucking.
Yeah, it's ludicrous. It's
Aye. You
just
know?
repeat that with no proofs over and over. The video that they're posting the same.
But that's the whole point, is to make it ludicrous, so that if a new person comes in and they go, "Oh, for fuck's sake, they're all nuts."
Yeah.
I'm not going to believe all that.
No. No.
I'm nuts enough. I don't need somebody to highlight it.
Yeah, that's it. It's just about trying to separate the subject. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
you know, it's where do we live? You know what's your favourite fucking colour and who do you like? You know what I mean?
Mm.
And
He
then
says that everybody is retarded, and he is right, but there is no proof. So this is like hypocrisy, you know?
It's a crazy world. I mean, I thought it was a sane world until I woke up.
to be classed as sane in this would be fucking horrific, I think. Aye, so
Yeah, I'll look another time. I'll try and resource that and save it for future.
I'll find it and I'll link it in the description once this is uploaded.
Because I don't like being in a position of not providing evidence when I claim something, and I don't know why I didn't save that. I saved so many. See my favourites. There's thousands of favourites on my computer. I have to keep that. I have to keep that. Show that. I have to keep this.
Yeah,
I think I get lost in my favourites I've got.
no, I can verify that. I've seen it. You know, we will find it. It'll be there somewhere. But you just getting back to that, you know, people talk about the psyop. You hear it all the time in this whole thing, and you fail to see where it is, the psyop. You know, you try and point it out, and people just can't see it.
Yeah, I mean, somebody said to me, you know, when they heard I was into not believing the globe model, and said, "Oh, that flat Earth thing, it's a psyop." I said, "And how do you know that?" "Oh, it's a psyop." Yeah. Have you looked into it? No, but you know it's a psyop. Okay.
Everybody gets ridiculed.
I said, I agree with you. There's lots of psyops in it, but
Yeah,
the subject itself, I'm afraid, is just getting bigger and bigger. I
yeah.
don't think the psyop would last that long.
No. They try and claim that the psyop is that, you know, or the Earth is a globe, but this is just to take away from real truth and look at all these crazy people who make these claims within it. You know, when really there is truth in it. The truth of the matter is that it's not a globe, you know. But you get these crackpots and these people who are deliberately here to push claims and diffuse and dissect and split everything up.
Yeah, it's like your last show, Dale. I mean, there was no genuine ball earther came on there. He was really keen to hear a different argument and to come out with his points. There was no genuine ones. It was all people there to disrupt and to destroy. Like psyops, but there's no genuine people coming on.
No, you know, you're not going to get any credible person who would, you know, sit and try and deny, like, you know, the natural physics of water. You know, only fundamentalists, you know, these crazy crackpots would try and deny that kind of thing. You know, that's the only people you're going to get. That was the whole point of it.
Yeah.
Look, you're off on my platform here. You know, there's you know, serious critical people who are open-minded, willing to be corrected and shown proofs.
Yeah, but unfortunately, through social conditioning, people are more likely to believe a sophisticated authoritative voice like deGrasse Tyson than a man in the shed that they don't know.
Yeah. You know, and you notice that about the mannerisms of the Jem Panda and the Timmy Osmond or Mitt Mason, you know, and how they conduct their voice and how they talk and try and talk with that authoritarian, you know, attitude, but you can see past it.
That's what private school education does for you.
Nancy boys, I call them.
Don't talk about the soaps in the showers.
Or the extra teeth.
I mean, is it any wonder that they come out of that schooling environment and maybe have difficulty to cement relationships with the opposite sex?
Yeah.
They've not been around them long enough.
No.
I'm being very general here, of course, but I'm only mocking them.
Yeah. But you know, back to the point, you know, as you say, you never meet anybody genuine. Anybody genuine, you know, they take, you know, what you're saying and they understand and they have discussion and, you know, they have their cognitive dissonance, because at the end of the day, the truth's the truth, you know, and rational minds, you know, accept that and can see it and can move on. It's only
Yeah. I mean, not once has somebody come on and say, oh, well, I disagree with you, Del, but I see your point anyway, and you're making some quite good points. However, I don't agree with that, blah, blah. And you can accept that, can't you? That's great. That's just fantastic. Agree to differ, but doing it in a respectful way rather than attacking people personally.
That's it. They've lost it, you know, lose all credibility when they start.
Yeah.
That's the main go-to, and it's because it's not true, you know, and it is a religious cult, you know, and that's the only methods they can resort to, you know, and genuine people who go through the emotions of the anger and the, you know, the rejection, move on to it, but these people are just stuck in it, pushing it.
And not one of them have ever said, oh, that's a good point, I never thought of that. I still don't believe it, but yeah, I never thought of that. Not one of them has ever said that.
Yeah. You heard them skirting around the water thing the other night and trying to come up with, you know, just being totally dishonest.
Yeah.
It's intellectual dishonesty as far as I'm concerned, you know, for you to try and deny observable reality, you know, and claim it as science. But that's what I'm saying, anybody with half a brain, you know,
but you can dismiss them straight away, because at no point are they meeting you halfway by saying, yeah, I can see where you're coming from, Del, but what about this and what about that? You know, there's none of that. It's all rubbish and dismissal and
you're just a retard.
Yeah, an abusive language.
Yeah. What have we got happening here? It's all about this earth is flat and we need to help waking up everyone by you guys seeing the best source. You have to do this as fake. You're doing about this the wrong way. I don't even understand that. Moon landing hoax Apollo 16 astronaut shows his bare finger through a cut hole in his glove. Paul Johnson.
What did Paul say?
Moon landing hoax Apollo 16 astronaut shows his bare finger through a cut hole in his glove.
Good. That's three of us who witnessed it then. Well done, Paul.
I think that's what he's saying the name of it is.
Yeah. I'm just going to cut and paste that, Paul. Thanks very much.
Thursday morning it was close to the horizon. I wanted to go watch it go over the horizon at the beach, but I had to work, so I don't know what they're talking about here.
Well done, Paul, for that.
Yeah. Did you get it? Is that right?
I'm just going to try and locate it on YouTube.
John Watson, every flat earth hangout that's been before this one is BS run by fake idiots cashing in on a flat earth trend, start anew. Well, we know there's been a lot of infiltration. As I say, it's on their content. stuff to push. You know, if people are trying to empower you and give you the real truth, then you know that they're at it.
Yeah.
They're either,
If anybody listening doesn't believe that there's a video of an astronaut in space with exposed fingers, which is a physical impossibility, look out Paul Johnson's link that he's put in, so you can look it up on YouTube.
did you find it? Do you want to take it then?
Yeah, did you? Thanks again, Paul. Good work.
Thanks, man. I'm just going to take a wee look at it as well. Did you just copy and paste that whole thing and get it?
I haven't opened it, but there's a couple of them on YouTube that I'll look at later. So, but I remember it from when I've seen it before. It's just a useful reference to link to people who are adamant that space is real and the astronauts are there. Then, well, how can you have exposed skin in space? It's it's absolutely comical, isn't it?
Yeah.
And like, we're laughing at it now. Can you imagine them who made it and thinking, oh, they won't even notice, they're so dumb, they won't pick up on it, don't worry. They're so dumb, they're so dumbed down, they'll just be eating a popcorn and thinking, oh, isn't this wonderful?
Yeah. Thank you. That's good. Nice one.
Have you got a cafe nearby? You just come in and serve you lunch and dinner through the night?
I've got a wee bell.
Oh, right, okay.
I gave a secret Masonic symbol through the screen that nobody noticed. That was my sign that I need fed.
But how can we? We're all dumbed down.
If you rewind it back, you catch it.
Oh, right.
So. What's happening here in chat?
Yo, Dan, did we say that the ODD is bad? Because there is the guy in the chat that always argue that we always deny ODD and Eric.
Sorry, what was that? Sorry, mate.
About ODD and Eric Dubay, because there's a guy who always thinks that we are always denying basically ODD and Eric Dubay.
Deny them?
Yeah.
What do we mean we deny them?
Like, wait, this guy said, where is this?
Adele, you're cashing in on this flat earth in your wee shed, apparently.
Maybe he misunderstand us.
Yeah.
Who says that?
John Watson.
I'm cashing in on my wee shed.
I'll send you my money next week. I can't afford it this week, Dale. So
Right.
just wait, will you, and give me a wee sub.
Yeah.
No, Ricardo.
How do you even make money for this?
I think you'd have to get a wee bit more viewers to start make money from it.
I know. It's crazy that big talk, making money. Fucking hell. If only you knew the truth.
You're paying us to come on.
Aye, that's it. Glass checks.
I'll be expecting my wages this week, Dale. You were late last week. That's terrible.
I can't lose touch with what's happening in chat here.
Don't think there's much been said.
Nah. Again, nobody here to make any valid points. Nothing.
Yeah. To Ricardo, I think we are not denying the Eric Dubay or ODD, and Dal thinks that Eric has some, religious or some mindset. What do you think, Dal, about Eric? Just explain this, because there's one person who don't understand.
when they don't represent the real situation, the real truth of the matter, I have an issue with that. And guys like Eric Dubé claiming that, you know, God is this one mind who's fragmented himself in order to experience reality and all this fucking fanciful nonsense. That's an issue for me. The red flags are up, you know, when I start to hear that kind of stuff. That's what I'm talking about content of people. You know, when you look at for psyops and you know, who the players are, it's these people who continue to do that kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's all very well when, you know, they're presenting proofs to show you that, you know, the globe's a lie.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
ridiculous. That's great, but then they flip it when they start to add all this disinfo in.
Yeah, but you didn't say anything bad at ODD, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I think the same. I think ODD is just like good guy.
Yeah. Some people are just, you
Don't
know,
understand, yeah.
some people are just on their journey, but you know, you have, as I say, there is going to be people here who are, you know, playing a game deliberately.
There's the guy which said that I do a lot of cycling, the globe is everywhere.
He's just,
What does that mean?
he's joking.
Oh, he's joking, okay. It was sarcastic.
He's meaning probably advertising. You know, I'm seeing that a lot as well. Any time that I see a TV or, you know, advertisement, there's a globe involved or space or astronauts. You know,
Yes, and also what was said earlier, you said you're not keeping up with it, but they actually put in chemtrails as well.
Yeah.
And there's some even cartoons that have got chemtrails in them. and yeah, it's subliminal messaging. It's all over the place.
Yeah. So what do you think? What's your stance or opinion or knowledge on chemtrails then?
Well, I mean, I looked into it for quite a while. I was filming them, and I was quite obsessed with them. But I seen right. They're doing this in every country of the world. How many planes they must use? How many pilots? But then somebody said, "What makes you think it's pilots?" With all this drone technology, now they're actually doing it away from the normal flight paths.
Yeah.
And I don't live too far from the airport, and I watch planes coming in and landing. There's no contrails coming out of the plane, but with the ones you observe, you know, they form clouds and they go out and they block out the vitamin D from the sun. Yeah. And there's a good video you can see. It's on YouTube. What on earth are they spraying? And you got these people who go out and take samples of the soil just after spraying, and there's loads and loads of toxic chemicals in the soil, way over the dangerous levels, and that's getting into our food, into the water. So why, I don't know, but the fact is they are doing it, and it's relentless.
What's the purpose?
I don't think anybody disagrees that there's something actually happening in the sky.
Yes,
you know, just like you.
I put it in the same category as the globe lie. We acknowledge it's a lie, but then the next question is why are they doing it? But I think you start running before you can walk. Well, we really have to look at the fact that it is happening and where it's happening and what it's doing to the soil, what it's doing to the water, what it's doing to our health.
Yeah.
And then maybe later then why. But I've got clippings as well from government officials actually admitting in the newspaper The Guardian that yes, we have been spraying since 1945 or something.
Yeah, John, I have a question now. What's the purpose of these chemicals?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because, you know, psychologically, it's like, I don't know, the same.
Well, I've heard theories about it, about how it can affect your mood, and you hear a continual buzzing noise. Sorry?
To affect what?
Well, to dumb you down like they do with fluoride, but also you can hear a continual buzzing in your ears. and of course depopulation is saying, and so you all get ill and with cancer and you die slowly, and
I think
that's all I theorise. I don't know.
I think it's interesting, as you pointed out. I live right next to Glasgow Airport. And you see planes leaving and coming in from different altitudes, and I never witness any of these planes leaving any sort of trail like the ones that I witness in the sky.
Yeah, absolutely. And I said to people, if it's a beautiful day, they go, "Oh, look at that! It's a wonderful day," even though it's sprayed half full of chemtrails. And I said, "Do you see anything unusual in the sky?" No.
You've heard it. I've heard it here in Scotland. Ridiculous statements like, "Look at the lovely St Andrew's cross."
Yes, I've heard it too. Yeah, absolutely. That's conditioning them, isn't it? It's just totally conditioning them. And if they're seeing these things in cartoons and every motion picture released by Hollywood, so when they see it in the sky, they're not seeing anything unusual because they've been socially conditioned to accept that as normal.
Yeah. I don't even know what the arguments against her, but I think they talk about altitude and temperature, creating and causing these effects. But as you said, and as I witness every single day of my life, I see them at varying altitudes and these commercial planes, and I never see trails like that.
That's right. You see contrails. They're just water. They evaporate into water within a minute or two. But chemtrails, they evaporate and grow and become clouds, and that falls on our head, on our food, and it blocks out the good vitamin D rays, because they only really do it in this country mostly in the summer. As soon as there's a nice day around 10 o'clock, oof, they're out with a vengeance.
Yeah. That's what I was just going to bring that point up. For the last few years now, it's been really annoying us, people who are realising and going, this is just not normal. It comes to like springtime, it seems to heat up. You feel as if you're going to get good weather, and then it gets to this point where the temperature drops.
Yes.
And it's constant overcast for the whole summer.
Because they reckon if they get you about midday, 11, 12, because that's when most people go out in it, and it's when it's hottest, where you get the most beneficial vitamin D. So it's always around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, they come out spraying.
It's the same pattern. You just know you can see it happening, and you say to yourself, you see them starting, you go within 45 minutes to an hour, the whole place will be covered and the sun will be gone. Sure enough.
Yeah. Now it's no coincidence that most people get ill in the winter because there's a lack of vitamin D. Now, if they can reduce the amount of vitamin D you get, then you're all going to be ill a lot more, and your immune system will be down. And of course, you're eating all these pesticides and chemicals that are in your foods anyway. So there's a good chance you're going to die off slowly. And while you're dying off slowly, they're making a lot of money out of your treatments.
Yeah. There could also be other factors about, maybe obscuring something that's going on.
It could be what?
It could be obscuring. It could be twofold. It could be used to obscure something that's happening. I don't know.
No, absolutely, yeah. Well, they're certainly obscuring the sun, so why not obscure something else?
Exactly. But it's definitely increased, as I say. Even back to childhood, and you remember your definite seasons. Autumn, winter, spring, summer. You felt them, you knew them. You had long periods of sunshine, and through the years, especially recently, it's just getting increasingly worse. At the point where it's like every day there's a constant thick blanket in the sky.
And Dale, nobody thinks, why is it always so overcast? Why did the sun go away so quick? What's strange shapes in the sky? The inquisitive mind is no longer.
Aye. I mean, these clouds, they're not even like casting rain. It's just a thick, solid blanket.
Yeah.
A continual blanket,
Yeah. You think about the amount of money they're spending on all these planes in every country around the world, and they're continually revolving around, spraying the whole country.
Yeah.
and even they're supposed to manufacture the chemicals. I mean, that must be multi-million-dollar bill they have.
And that NASA's got a fair few shekels to throw around, you know.
Well, maybe that's where the budget's coming from. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that sort of does make me angry as well. You know that they're actually doing that to us, and you know it's not a beneficial thing. You know, chemicals and toxins fall on your head. That's not going to be any good for you.
No, it's the secrecy, and then the cover up as if it's normal. It's normal. You know, as I say, I've listened to some of the arguments for and against, and some people trying to explain it away, but the whole altitude and temperature thing just doesn't wash with me. Seeing them at varying altitudes and never witnessing that. So, as you say, you know, it's always in the path of the sun. You know, mid morning, as you say, around about 11 o'clock.
Yeah. But that excellent documentary, What in the World Are They Spraying, is when they take these samples of the soils, they take them to independent. Well, firstly they took it to a government laboratory, and they give them the readings of all very high toxic chemicals, way above the safe level for human consumption. And then they took it to 2 other independent laboratories, and they came up with the same results. You know, all toxic.
Yeah. Jamie Brown's in chat saying seasons are so crazy now. Sometimes it's like 15 Celsius in winter and 10 degrees in summer. Exactly. Especially recently, I don't know if you experienced it, John. Like you're going out at night and it's like warm, mild. You experiencing that at all? No.
Yes, it's been so mild today and yesterday.
Yeah.
Glenn E is talking about skin cancer isn't a death sentence though, and melanoma is not good news, but skin cancers are normal and not serious. I would just add, Glenn, that I don't believe skin cancer comes from the sun. I think that's a total fabrication. The sun is our friend. It makes the grass grow. It's good for the immune system. We need the sun.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you take too much of it, like if you take too much water, you'll die.
Yeah.
But we need it. It's vital for our bodies. And if I was looking into skin cancer, and in Australia before they introduced sunscreen, skin cancer wasn't very high in Australia at all. But when they introduced this sun cream, which has got petroleum in it and other toxic chemicals, and that seeps into your bloodstream when you put it on your skin, and it also blocks out the good rays from the sun. And once that is introduced, you know, skin cancer started to shoot up. I believe it's the creams that you put on your skin that's giving you skin cancer, not the sun. The sun is a friend.
Yeah.
And part of my life, I went on a raw food diet where I just ate raw foods of organic fruits and vegetables. And I was reading that all organic fruit and vegetables has enzymes in it, which helps block out the dangerous effects from the sun. So to me, that was just a theory at the time. That I'm from the Northern Hemisphere, fair skin, and I always burn. So I thought, okay, I'll try that. So I was on that diet for about a month, and I thought, okay, then I'm sure I've got enough enzymes in my body by now. And it was a beautiful hot day, and I spent all day in my back garden with my shorts on, nothing else. And you know what? I never burnt at all. I just went brown. And since that day, I've never burnt myself in the sun. And I firmly believe that the organic fruits and vegetables do have an enzyme. And I think that's what we were talking about before, about primary knowledge and observations and experiments.
Yeah.
You know, I did it to myself. So yeah, I think that does work. So all this skin cancer, I just think that's all about not getting enough sunlight and to be putting creams on your body.
That's it. You're having to put faith and trust in these companies and these products, and you're putting a chemical, a man-made thing onto your skin.
Yeah.
You know?
And also in the 1960s, in Britain here anyway, TV commercials, I think in America too, they would have doctors coming on telling you which cigarettes were the best for your lungs. You know, And at the same time, they were telling you also that asbestos was not harmful to the body. And now we hear vaccines aren't harmful. Too much sun is harmful. No, not enough sun is harmful. When you think about all the indigenous populations in Africa and so forth, although they've got darker skins, you know, why are they not dying off of cancer?
Yeah.
Or all the white people today who live in Africa, how are they not all dying off of cancer?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but you have to put your faith in men and their chemicals. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, John, are you a vegan?
I float between vegan and vegetarianism.
All right.
I try to keep on my Glen E. Absolutely, diet is everything. Yeah, I try to stick to a raw food diet. I was a chef by trade many years ago, but I thought I knew about food until I found all these wonderful recipes of raw foods and fantastic flavors and textures. So yeah, it was really eye-opening for me. But then I do go off the wagon. You know, if you're being social or you're going out with people and you go out to restaurants that are limited. So yeah, so I flirt between veganism and vegetarianism.
Yeah, I agree.
Are you vegetarian or vegan?
No, I'm just eating healthy. Still,
Yeah, what, sorry?
I'm trying to not eat pork and chicken. I'm just turkey or eggs and some fruits and veggies. Basically.
Yeah, when I used to go to Poland, pork is very prominent on the Polish menu, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really common, and this is not healthy meat. People just don't try it much. Pork. It's simple. Trust me. Not healthy.
It's quite dangerous as well. It's probably the most dangerous meat if you don't cook it properly.
It has the worst, basically the worst fats you can get.
Yes, absolutely. But then you see, the meat industry is very powerful. Got great advertising.
Yeah, and they say that pork is the best. It has the best vitamins and whatever. That's not reality.
Yeah.
I feel like shit when I ate pork. Really, I feel dizzy.
But you have to remember though, if you look at your intestines and how small your tubes are, you have to force all this solid, heavy meat through your intestines all the way down to your digestive system. So that takes a lot of energy. So I don't know about you, but I remember when I used to eat meat, I was just so tired. I had to go and lie down.
Yeah, I feel the same.
Yeah, but if I eat live foods, live organic plants and vegetables, I have energy. I feel energized when I eat.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. The same happens to me with dairy products. I can't eat them. Simple. I feel like shit after that.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah. Glenn E in the chat box seems to be quite knowledgeable on nutrition and diet, and he's talking about coconut oil. I only use coconut oil to cook because it's the only oil that doesn't become a carcinogen. If it's reached to hot temperatures where all other oils are. So I'll shut up.
It has to be unrefined, right?
Sorry?
It has to be unrefined coconut oil.
Yes, it has to be cold pressed.
Yeah. Has more
not the liquid room temperature stuff. That's toxic, but it has to be the solid, cold pressed organic virgin oil.
Yeah, it's way expensive. Yeah.
But it's coming down in price. It's not too well. Where I am anyway, here in Scotland, it's not too expensive now, but it's coming down because it's becoming more popular.
Yeah, I feel the same.
And like Glenn said in the chat box, it's a great moisturizer and it's good for your hair.
Brush your teeth.
Yes, absolutely. It's great for cleaning your gums and.
So with teeth, I think the fluor in toothpaste are just garbage. And every toothpaste has the same fluoride. You see?
There's fluoride in most. There is toothpaste with non-fluoride, but I just use bicarb soda and some coconut oil because that kills any bacteria in the gums.
Yeah.
But then you see that's what we're teaching children as well. Clean your teeth twice, 3, 4 times a day. Fluoride, put more fluoride in there.
Yeah, it's toxin, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Did you know that fluoride is the basis of rat poison?
Yeah, I heard that.
And I don't know how true this is, but I've heard that Hitler and Stalin put fluoride in the water to make the prisoners docile and to get ill slowly.
Yeah.
Now, here in Scotland, I don't think there's fluoride in the water, but who knows? Some places in England and Northern Ireland, they do put fluoride in the water. And most places in America put fluoride in the water. I mean,
Yeah.
what's that about? Eh?
Yeah.
But then they tell the people it's good for the teeth, so people say, oh, great, give me some more.
So with diet, I also always tell people that eggs are not bad and eat whole eggs. Whole
Yeah.
eggs are essential. And
Yeah.
people say, oh, it's bad, it's whole cholesterol will go up. It's not reality. I can eat 8 eggs a day and my cholesterol is really good. Trust me.
I totally agree with you about the eggs because I think eggs are a superfood.
Yeah, every morning and eat from 5 to 8 eggs.
Yeah,
All
That's-
eggs. Trust me.
that-
And everything is right.
that's the main reason why I float from a vegan to a vegetarian, because I'm missing my eggs
Yeah.
because I think they're so good for you.
Yeah. And also my testosterone level is like 1,000 milligrams.
Yeah.
When norm is like 400.
Am I speaking to the Incredible Hulk?
What?
I think we better get back to flat Earth. I think I'm oops, was that a Freudian slip? I mean, the globe lie, not flat Earth. Sorry, Dale. Took it over there with health issues.
You're all right, man. I'm starting to flag anyway. I'm, getting tired now. So I was hoping that we would get some globe people in again, but it's not happening.
There's no members in the chat.
Wanted the opportunity to highlight some of the illogical nonsense, but so. So, hi guys. I mean, I'm kind of getting tired now. So,
Yeah, I think the same.
cheers for coming on.
That's been great, Dale. Thanks very much
Yeah.
for the invite.
Thanks for talking, people.
Cheers,
Yeah.
man.
Great
Yeah.
talking to you, man.
Nice
Thank
one.
you. Thank you.
Take it easy, guys. Cheers.
Yeah, bye.
Cheers, bye.